Okay, we are waiting to go live here, and hopefully the signal isn't acting stupid like last time, because I just might this bad boy if it does. So I'm checking it right now on my phone, and it appears to look okay. I'm gonna just move that up front. Now it's still kind of pixely, and again, it's my internet connection. I don't know what's going on with that. My internet connection is good, and so yeah, I don't know. I might have to find another method because this is not going to work for me. What's going on? YouTube Lightsaber Samurai here. What's going on? How we doing? How we doing? And I'm just doing a quick test stream here. That's what I should have labeled it. I should have labeled it a test stream because we definitely got some issues still. Hello, Nick. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Steelers 19. What's going on? Chip Show. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry if this quality is kind of funky. Hold on, I'm testing. Let me check this out. Yeah, so again, the video quality is kind of raunchy, and that's because my connection is not good right now, and I don't know what the reason for that is. It looks like I got a full-on pause right here. So just type to you guys, just testing. Carlo, love your vids, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Sorry, guys. Again, the internet connection is trash for it, and I may need to reset. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging your router and move closer to it. Yeah, so that's not going to be possible from right here. So I may try to reset and then get back on in a little bit. Andre, welcome to the stream. Yeah, my connection is trash. My connection has been trash, and I don't know why that is. So let me just type. Oh, sorry. So yeah, sorry, working on some connection issues. Back. Like I said, if it doesn't improve, I may just end the stream, guys, and try to get back on in a few minutes. Again, I don't like having crappy looking content. So yeah, dude, have you been feeling the earthquakes too? It's been crazy. Like, since when has earthquakes been a thing in Kansas? But yeah, it's been nuts, 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 nuts. We've had 4 tremors today that I was aware of, and all 4 of them were like heavy. So yeah, that is true. And it's crazy because I was going to live stream like a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't because my internet was trash because of the snowstorm. It's like I went from the snowstorm to tremors and earth. And so now we got this. Like I said, I'm going to go like another 5 if this improves. But guys, if it doesn't, I'm going to get off, but I will be back. I'm going to end this stream and then set up another one because, again, I don't like quality that looks like on my channel anymore. So I'm not trying to be bougie. Like, I'm just trying to level up. My last stream that I did was crappy quality like this too, so don't mess with my router. No, just seeing my cousins posting. Yeah, it was crazy. I was about to say, if you felt that all the way in Missouri, but I didn't know earthquakes were going on. I'm from Wisconsin. Yeah, you're probably not feeling them. And like I said, earthquakes in Kansas are not a thing. Growing up, we never dealt with earthquakes. That was just not something we had to worry about. But with all the digging for oil they're doing just south of us in Oklahoma, and the fact that Wichita is located in south central Kansas, like we're like an hour from the Oklahoma border. Yeah, it's not good out here. So yeah, man, I'm watching the stream on my phone right here in front of me, and it looks super pixely, and that's just not the move, man. Let me try to brighten it real fast. I'm gonna turn up my light a little bit. And not that turning up the light is going to help with the resolution, but like I said, looking on it on my laptop, the quality looks like I would expect it to. But looking here on my phone, what you guys are seeing is kind of trash. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I lightened it up. I do like the exposure better now, but yeah, just looking at it, man, it's just pixeled out. So again, if I leave, guys, please come back or be on the lookout because I'll be back up here in like 10 minutes. Yeah, man, that internet is really bad. I think, guys, I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream. I can't do it. How does it sound though? Does it sound okay? Like, how does it look to you guys? Does it look pixely? I guess I should ask that question because if it looks fine to you guys, I guess I'll keep going. But from what I can see here on my phone, it doesn't look great, and it looks super choppy too. Like the frame rate is, like I said. Kathy says, "Love all the effort you put into your videos. I appreciate that. I'm trying really hard to have my videos like be up to standard now." And so that was some stuff I wanted to talk about because actually it looks decently clear now. So it looks like it might still be a little pixely, but all right, we're gonna rock it. Hold on. Actually, it looks decently clear now. Oh, so okay, my phone's not on Wi-Fi, is it? Okay, no, I'm on my regular 5G. It's better now though. Okay, yeah. Like I said, it's pixely and lags a little. It looks like it's supposed to right now, so we're just gonna go with it. And yeah, so we'll see what's going on. So again, let's see any cool video games I've been playing recently. Actually, I got some pickups here that we're going to talk about. As a lot of you know, last month during February, I wasn't buying any new games. I was doing the backlog February challenge, and with that, I have not been in the game store. So I went in and got a couple of things, just game hunting, and so we got a handful talk about. Also want to talk about some YouTube channels that I want you guys to take a look at. My homeboy Generation Pixel just got nominated for YouTuber of the Month. I got nominated some months back, courtesy of Retro Rivals. And that's when I kind of found their channel. Have I played Cyberpunk yet? I have not, because I've heard nothing but bad things about Cyberpunk. That and the fact that I'm really just now starting to collect for PS4. I've had my PS4 for a few years now, but I've spent the last couple of years really fleshing out my Xbox 360 and my PS3 collection. And so now I'm sitting at roughly 150 titles a piece in each of those collections. So I think I pretty much got everything I wanted now. And that's good because I want to snatch all those up before the prices went up. And since PS4 game prices are still going down, so now for me is a good time to start collecting PS4. And so we'll talk about that. I actually got a few titles on the OG Xbox, and I really like the OG Xbox. And I kind of got lucky with these just at a pawn shop. So I'll talk about that here in a second. I hit the bell. Oh yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, guys, definitely. If you guys are here, hit the bell for me. Let me get some likes, and that will let me know what you do. And that'll also, so like I said, if I get a lot of likes for live streams, then that lets me know, like, oh, okay, I'll live stream more often, because that's what people like to see. I don't want to put up the stuff on here that people don't like to see. Like I said, I just did a Star Wars themed videos, more on like the Ultra Saber stuff, but I want to do more Star Wars stuff, and I've been thinking about that. So right now on the channel, we primarily talk about like retro and kind of current video games. So that's the main theme of the channel, but I'm also super passionate about Star Wars and also about photography and videography and cinematography now that I've been doing more of that. And so I've really been getting a taste for that. And so, as you guys know, I've been doing a lot of camera style videos and just talking about different cameras and whatnot on the channel. Of course, that is a direct clash with what, the main theme of the channel is. So I think, like I said, I feel like I'm stunning the growth of my own channel by mixing video games and then camera and gear talk on the same channel. And so I've been thinking about splitting the two and making a second channel just dedicated to, film and photography, and then keeping this channel just, video games and Star Wars stuff. So Steelers fan says, I play on Xbox, but it's getting a little better because they are working on glitches. Yeah, and probably Xbox is probably going to have it together first because I don't know. Just it's been my experience with Microsoft since the original Xbox that for multiplayer, for multi-platform titles, the Xbox version is usually the best, right next to the PC. We definitely saw that with Xbox and the Xbox 360. A lot of the third-party titles were better on the Microsoft platform, and I think at the time it was just for the developers. It was easier to develop for those consoles than it was for the PlayStation, and so PlayStation often had issues with like frame rate and some resolution issues and stuff going on, but still fantastic systems. So yeah, I suspect that it probably plays best if you got like an Xbox Series X or even an Xbox One X. Probably plays best on those systems. But I've been hearing some rough stuff even on PC, so I don't know. I just think the game is just simply not finished, and I will let them patch it for a year, and then I'll probably pick it because I'm not in a huge rush to play it. Like I said, there's so many games, and there's still like 150, 200 games in my backlog, and I just picked up a bunch of titles today and yesterday, and so like I said, I got time before I, put that on my to play list. So, but yeah, anyway, again, I was thinking about splitting the content that I do on this channel. I like having it all in one place, and I feel like as it is, I have a hard time, being consistent on just one channel. But like, man, if I got to start being consistent on 2 different channels, that's going to be a lot. So maybe this summer I will experiment and try it when I have a lot more free time. But I don't know. I mean, I really want to. I don't know. What do you? I need the help of my subscribers, because like I've been playing with my analytics and my watch time. My watch time is down. And I think that's because, like, I got just 2 different types of content for 2 different types of audience. And I know I've got people on my channel specifically here for the camera stuff. I know I've got people here that subscribe specifically because of my Star Wars content, and then of course specifically because the video game content. There may be some overlap across the 3 types of content, but for the most part, I feel like it's pretty separate. Waves and Games is in the house. What's going on, sir? Yeah. Keep it all on one channel. Waves and Games says, I personally like the variety and don't want to jump around channels. Let's see. Greetings, Samurai, says the Roaming Savage. Welcome to the stream, Roaming Savage. So yeah, and see, that's kind of how I feel. Like I feel like, I don't know. Like I actually have a second channel already right now, and I had it just for school. I set it up when I just using my school email and stuff, and I was sharing a video that they made me make for the beginning of the school year. So I put that on there, and then I put like one of our virtual assignments on there. So I thought that maybe I can just use that channel and change it into like a camera channel or whatever the case. So I don't know, but yeah, interesting. Like it's tough. I wanted to, if I ever decided to split, I wanted to grow this channel more first before I did that. But who knows? I don't know. I'll keep thinking, I'll keep it in mind, and we'll see. Moving on. Like I said, I got to give props to, again, my friend Generation Pixel. So Generation Pixel has been nominated for Gamer of the Month and or YouTube Channel of the Month. And so YouTube Channel of the Month, for those of you who don't know, it's a tradition that's been going on, I think, for like 10 or 11 years. Like it's been around for a while. And every year, a different YouTube channel will host it. And you'll have 12 winners throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, one of those channels will be nominated for YouTube Channel of the Year. And I think that channel then becomes the next host of YouTuber of the Month. So it's really cool. It's a great way to spotlight younger channels. And yeah, fantastic. So what is it? I can't remember who has it now. I'll pull it up here. Can't remember who has it now. I'm subscribed to them, but I just recently found out about them. I think Retro Rivals put me on to him. Sega something. I'll pull it up here. But yeah, while I'm doing that, yeah, my boy Generation Pixel, fantastic channel. And let's see what we got here. You not have that. But before I get into my games, what have you guys been playing lately? That's the real question. Like, what's there we go. So what have you guys been into lately? Because I'm always on the lookout for some new stuff. Oh, Generation Pixel, yeah, man, he's blowing up, blowing up. He just hit 100 subscribers not too long ago, maybe a month or so ago. He's at 160, so congratulations. He's marching on to 200. And let me pull his channel up here real quick. And boom, so here we got Generation Pixel. I like that. Any game, any genre, any generation is Generation Pixel. So yeah, there's my man right there. 160 subs. So he's doing the Ninja Challenge. I think Ken's Game Collection started. So the Ninja on the Sega Master System. That's actually my favorite game system. I haven't played that many, but so yeah, he did that challenge. 5 games I started but didn't finish. So he's got some really cool content, and his channel's really well put together. Does content with his son too. So I like that. That's part of the reason why I like the name Generation Pixel, because you know it's going across the 2 generations, and his son looks just like him, and they often play like multiplayer games, you know, battling each other. So it's a fun time on his channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Generation Pixel, definitely subscribe to Generation Pixel. And then we will go Sega Zombie. That's who it is. So Sega Zombie is the holder of YouTuber of the Month right now. So we'll go to Sega Zombie's channel. And so here's Sega Zombie's newest channel. Again, subscribe to Sega Zombie, also one of my favorite channels from across the pond, like Generation Pixel. And so yeah, he's sitting at almost 1,200 subs. He is the YouTuber, like I said, the holder of YouTuber of the Month. And on his latest video here is where you can go and vote for Generation Pixel. So definitely do that. I guess I don't know why I was playing the batch. I don't want to see ads. Let's skip that, but oh well, it's not going to skip. But anyway, like I said, I will after this stream renders, I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and post the links. So like I said, if you can now, go ahead and find Generation Pixel and sub and tell them that Lightsaber Samurai sent you. If not, like I said, the links will be there. I'll link his channel, and I'll also link Sega Zombie's channel, so you can vote for Generation Pixel for YouTuber of the Month. So definitely do that. Okay, so going on, I guess the main idea of this stream is I wanted to talk about, actually, let me catch up on some comments real fast. So yeah, J Chip says, I like a good variety of content. People are too lazy to hit the channels button on top and then scroll down to your other channel. Keep it simple, says Roaming Savage. If you're going to let the algorithm run your channel, splitting would be optional. Been playing PS3, playing through Heavy Rain. I never played Heavy Rain. I need to check that out. I like your backlog videos. They give me an excuse to add more to my never-ending backlog. And so, yeah, man, we just showing love to each other. Yep, Zybala in the house. Let's see. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I like the movies and some of the games, but the lightsaber stuff you do are pretty interesting. You know what? I got so the next video that I'm doing on the Ultra Saber stuff, because the last video, Dan, he's one of my subscribers, one of the Lightsaber Legion. He wanted me to show what I showed in the video, as well as talk about like the durability. And I even mentioned in the video that I was going to talk about durability, and then I actually didn't really do that. I didn't go into depth like I wanted to. Like shooting the video kind of wanted to go somewhere else, and I actually liked the direction the video was going, and that's when I got to talking about the different lightsaber styles and which blade you would use for which style. And he didn't ask me anything about that, so I didn't really answer his question fully. Who was the other one? Aries Storm, I think is his name. He's a longtime subscriber, and he's a fan of the Star. That's how I met him, doing the Ultra Sabers content and the Star Wars stuff. Devil Gaming's in the house. Welcome to the stream, my friend. But yeah, so he's another one I met through the Star Wars side of things, and he had some questions for me too as far as the brightness, and I wanted to answer all those questions in the video and end up not answering like any of them. So in the next video, I'm going to do durability, and then I'll do a dedicated video to brightness. But on the durability side, I got a nice surprise there, because there's a cool way that we are going to test the durability, and I've got some of the footage shot. I've got some friends to help me, and so yeah, I'm excited to go into that. And so I'm going to get together with them some more probably this week and get that shot. And so hopefully I can have that posted by next weekend at the latest. But yeah, so I'm excited to show you guys what I did for the durability test. And like I said, we trying to break the blades out here. That's the goal, to see what it takes to break a blade. So see, get all the lightsabers with the STEMI check. Facts. You know what? I almost want to go to Ultra Sabers and buy it. There was a few of the sabers on the site that I always wanted to get, but never got a chance to, and just, I kind of dropped out of it. When I started collecting video games, the lightsabers thing, that was super expensive, because they are expensive. The cheapest, when you can go anywhere from like $100 to like my most expensive saber was just over $500. So I don't have that kind of money anymore. But that was back in the day when I was working salary at my old job, and then I had a roommate. So, like I wasn't paying much in rent, and so I had tons of disposable income. And that's during the time I was collecting those. And I wish I was collecting games back then, because if I was, I'd have a lot more stuff now that, that I really want in the collection. So, but it's all good. But yeah, I definitely want to get one and then do a review. Like I said, I'm going to review all my sabers, including the kind of put together ones I made, my custom ones. So yeah, I'll definitely get back to lightsaber reviews and get all those knocked out. And yeah, we'll just keep it moving like that. So, but like I said, out of the thing, I think I'm the least passionate about the Star Wars, but I do like talking about the Star Wars stuff and then answering his questions, because Dan found an old video of mine, like I said, and that just kind of rekindled my interest in it, just talking to him about it. And then all of a sudden I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna make a video on this. Like, we're gonna do it the right way, and I'm just gonna make a video. Pull this mic closer to me. So, but yeah, so I don't know. But then I'm like, man, Star Wars, like you said, the thing about the algorithm. So the thing is, the ultimate goal is to get to a place where I can do YouTube full time, or at least make enough money to maybe I can quit my second job, or so, something like that, just so I can have more income to be free to do more of the things I want, like make more YouTube videos. So, but I don't want to play myself. I don't want to be fighting against the algorithm to do that. And so that's kind of why I was leaning towards splitting the content on the channel, because like I said, the camera review stuff and the retro video games, that's like opposite sides of the spectrum. So it's hard. I feel like it's hard to find me because of that, because if I just talk about retro video games, then I think that I would be easier to find with the occasional Star Wars video. I think I'd be much easier to find for new subscribers than splitting it up. So it's tough. And then, like I said, if somebody subscribes to me for the camera content and then I'm not talking about cameras enough, then they might leave the channel. Or same thing with the Star Wars thing. I neglected the Star Wars for a long time. So I know there's a lot of subscribers that found me because of that don't watch the channel anymore. I actually went back on some of those old videos and was talking to people, hey, just FYI, I'm doing a new Star Wars video. So I'm back with the Star Wars stuff. So I reached out to a few of them, and they checked out the new video, and that was cool. But yeah, so I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. So, but yeah, with that stimulus, hey, that's a good question, actually, Lord Zybala. What are you guys getting with that stimulus check if you get one? I said, I hope I get one. Some people I know got theirs already. It's crazy. It's sad that it took everything that it took just to get, like I said, most countries around the world, they were getting assistance throughout the entire pandemic and getting like monthly payments to help make ends meet and, whatever. And it's not just, people lazy who don't want to get a job. There's plenty of us with jobs, who just aren't making the money, like, or if you're working, say, like retail or fast food because business is slow because of the pandemic, like you might be working, but you're underemployed because you're not getting the same hours you used to get and things like that. So those people, man, need help out here. So fortunately, I wasn't affected by the pandemic as bad as most people, in a financial sense. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, man, there's a lot of people out there. They really need it more than just, $1,200 stimulus check like a year ago, and then the one that they might be getting right now. Like it's bad. So it sucks that it took all of this to get that, but I'm glad that some relief is finally coming to some people. So yeah, with my stimulus check, I don't know what I'm gonna get with it. I really don't. So I would like to get a new camera, but I don't really need a new camera. I just want one because let's see, we're paying off some debt so we can get closer to buying a house. And see, that's a good point. I actually did really well with paying off a lot of debt last year. And so I'm pretty close to being debt free now. And so I could just knock it out. And same, me and my girl, we're saving up this year because we want to buy a house next year also. So good luck on that. So yeah, hopefully you're able to do that. So yeah. And I thought about maybe getting some games or something with the stimulus check. My girlfriend's birthday is coming up, and so we're gonna travel a little bit, and so I'll probably spend a little bit for her birthday. But other than that, I'm probably just gonna put it away and just sit on it and just see what comes up. If I find a good deal on it, I'm selling some camera equipment. I'm selling one of my old cameras that I don't use much anymore, and sold some lenses and stuff already. So yeah. So hopefully I can use that and then put that back into the channel. And because I want to buy a new lighting setup. The lighting setup I got is okay. What are some of your favorite Star Wars games? My favorite Star Wars games. Okay. You know what? Let me go grab them and we will talk about them because they're right here on the shelf. And that's actually, it's funny you mentioned that because the original Xbox, I bought the original Xbox because of the exclusive Star Wars games that they had on the system. So yeah, let's talk about it. Favorite Star Wars games. Let me grab them real quick. They're right here on the shelf. So give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay. Hopefully you guys didn't leave. Hopefully you all didn't take off. I'm sorry. I had to grab them real quick. Let's take this off real fast. Right. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And so I got a stack of Star Wars games right here that we can talk about. Starting off with what I got on the PlayStation 1. Now, two major ones comes to mind. I didn't realize that was not in I was in a janky case like that. But we got to talk about Jedi Power Battles. This is one of my personal favorites. I also have it over there on the Dreamcast, but I didn't feel like grabbing it. So Jedi Power Battles, fantastic game, and it was a great co-op game. Me and my brothers used to get on this all the time. So I would love to go through this co-op on the Dreamcast, but yeah, that was a fantastic game at the time. Also on the PlayStation, guilty pleasure of mine, but that is Masters of Terraskazi. This is not at all a great fighting game, but there's something about it. I don't know if it's just the nostalgia factor, but something about it that really had me playing this game like it was good, and it is not. But I still have fun with Masters of Terraskazi. I might have to live stream that actually in the near future so I can show you guys the goodness of fighting as a Tusken Raider named Hor. Let's see, going on. Got to talk about The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed was fantastic on the Xbox 360, and it was one of those games that gave me the next generation experience, just as far as the force powers and how they were dialed up to 11, and all the environment particle effects with explosions, and just the innovations with the physics and things like that. The story also of the first game I thought was dope. I really liked that they tried to canonize that. Of course, that's since been decanonized, but at the time it was official Star Wars canon. And so Starkiller, the story of Starkiller was part of the official Star Wars lore. I don't think that that's the case anymore, but for the time it was a well-written story. Vader being Vader and all of that. I love the opening scene where you play as Vader on Kashyyyk. That was one of my fondest memories of that. Most people talk about pulling down the Star Destroyer, but that was like my least favorite part of the game. I hated doing that. Another thing I didn't like about it is how you had to, they really just rehashed a lot of the levels. So you would revisit a lot of the same levels. And so, what happened to The Force Unleashed 2, I didn't like it nearly as much as the first game. I didn't either, man. And it seemed like it almost felt like DLC. Like it didn't even seem like a real game. It felt like maybe it was going to be DLC, and then at the last moment they just like wanted to make a full game out of it. So yeah, it's definitely not as good. The graphics are really good on the sequel, though. I really do. The first ones are really good too, but I like the updated graphics in the sequel. I like the throw move that they incorporated. So I like that, and they had it in the first game too, but I like the way you could do it in the Force Unleashed 2. So, but other than that, it was just like, eh. So not going to talk about that. I will talk about Star Wars Bounty Hunter, though, on the PlayStation 2. This one, oddly enough, did not come out on the Xbox, and I think it came out on the GameCube too, but I don't remember this coming out on the original Xbox, because if it did, I would be looking for it. But that is a fantastic and underrated game that people are just now starting to rediscover since The Mandalorian is on TV. And yeah, when it comes to this is the way, like you got to get that game. If you haven't played it, it's a fantastic game. That's because The Force Unleashed 2 was stopped in production early and they had to wrap it up. That makes sense. Like, yeah, it was definitely, you can definitely tell that game was not the game that was meant to come out. Here's an interesting one. Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now I'm going on to all the Xbox. This one wasn't exclusive, I don't think. But I just got it on the Xbox because I had all the other ones on the Xbox. This was developed by Pandemic, and Pandemic, they had some really good games. I think they also did the Star Wars, what am I trying to say? The Battlefront games. I think they did the Battlefront games. They did games like I think they did Mercenaries. I can't remember. I think they did Mercenaries. They definitely did the Saboteur on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And so Pandemic, they were a fantastic developer back in their day. I think the Saboteur was their last game, though. But this was an interesting kind of like little shooter game. It mostly took place in different vehicles. At certain points, I do remember us playing as said Pico. What? Oh, what's up? Yeah, Pico's in the house. I didn't see that. Yeah, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Revenge of the Sith game for PS2 Xbox is better than the movie. That's definitely. I have a soft spot for that game, and that's where you mentioned that because I'm pretty sure I put that in my stack. Yes, I did. Yeah, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This game is definitely not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. It actually plays like a PS2 version of The Force Unleashed, and you can tell that some of the ideas and the mechanics that they employed in the first Force Unleashed game, they definitely got from that game. They just weren't as fleshed out in that. And of course, being on the sixth generation console, it didn't have the horsepower to do everything that you can do in the Force Unleashed. But that game is fantastic in its own way. And I really like the two-player mode that they put in, like the two-player fighting mode. Yeah, I could play that for hours. The two-player fighting mode in that is definitely better than playing Masters of Teräs Käsi. And actually, the two-player fighting mode in that is the best Star Wars fighting game that we've ever gotten. So, take that for what you will. Fantastic. Also, this game, we got to talk about it. I heard this was getting a remaster on the PS4, and I'm totally here for that. Star Wars Republic Commando is a beast of a game. They came out only on the original Xbox. It was fantastic. It was developed by LucasArts, and this is kind of like a squad-based third-person shooter. But they dialed it back. The squad-based mechanics, they simplified it. And so I really like the way it works in that. That is a great game with fantastic graphics and a really cool story. Again, I wish they had done more with it in terms of the story. There's several missions within the game, but there's only 3 major areas. It's broken up in 3 acts. So the first act is on Geonosis. The second act is on like like a Trandoshan battle cruise or whatever. So you spend most of the time like going through corridors and stuff in that. And then the third act is on Kashyyyk during the events of Revenge of the Sith. And I just wish they had done more with that. A remaster is fantastic, but I hope that with the remaster we eventually get a sequel because that would be fantastic. Yeah, the Republic Commando was super underrated. I wish I had played the multiplayer back in its day because I think that would have been dope. So ever play the Game Boy Advance version? It's like an anime style. I heard about it and I remember it when it came out, but I've never played it. And so that might be worth taking a look at. So yeah, definitely anime style beat 'em up with 2 storylines. Anakin and Obi-Wan get their own stories. That's cool. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out because I feel like I've seen it recently. I think my local vintage stock has it, so I'll go in there and check it out. I really like the Rogue Squadron game on N64 and GameCube. Yeah, man, I want to get Rogue Squadron on the GameCube. I can't find it anymore, and I need to hurry up because GameCube games are like shooting up crazy with the prices, man. Like, so yeah, I would definitely like to get Rogue Squadron on the N64. And it had a sequel or on the GameCube, and it had a sequel too, where I think you got to get out and use your lightsaber in submission. So that's cool too. I never played the Phantom. I remember playing Obi-Wan. It was okay. It's definitely my least favorite on the original Xbox. I don't even know if I have it anymore. But the Phantom Menace, I never got a chance to play Phantom Menace either. Yeah, let's see. Going on here. Of course, we got to talk about Knights of the Old Republic if we're going to talk about it. This is a fantastic game, and you guys, I'm sure everybody in this chat has played it. If you haven't, I'm sure you've heard all the praise that these games get, and for good reason. The storylines, again, fantastic. We don't get enough. You miss your GameCube, your dog peed on it. Was that Albert or was that a different dog? Say your dog peed on it and ruined it. That's all bad, man. That's all bad. Yeah, I got a GameCube. I don't give it enough love. I actually got some content with the GameCube coming up, specifically with the Game Boy Player. Because I got the Game Boy Player some years back with the disc. I got it for like $40, and I just never use it. And mainly when I play physical Game Boy games, I use the Retron 5. So I thought, hey, why not battle those and see which one does it better? Ooh. So that one's coming up sometime in the future. Yeah, Albert. Yeah, I miss Albert, man. That was my guy right there. Moving on. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. This is a great game. People say that the first one is better, and yeah, kinda. I could see why people say that, especially when it comes to the ending, but I loved all the different innovations that they did in that, such as being able to switch and use like different lightsaber styles. I like that they really talk about the different lightsaber styles in that and kind of canonizing the different lightsaber forms. And I love the characters in that. Of course, the first game had fantastic characters too, but yeah, both of them, like you got to play them both. Those are games I would definitely love to see remastered. So I took my GameCube out of mothballs the other day. Peter knows why. Says I do, but it's a secret. Oh man, these games don't get talked enough about. Of course, real quick before I talk about those, got to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the Xbox. This is still probably one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time. Again, I like it was everything the first game was, but so much more. Like that was an example of a fantastic sequel where they just dialed everything up to 11. Especially the Xbox version. I like the Xbox version because the graphics definitely look a lot better. It's in I think it's 5.1 surround sound, so you get that with it. There's other things like being able to switch to first person view when you play as troopers. That was cool. I really enjoyed that. And the space missions I really enjoyed. Fantastic game. One I didn't grab was Star Wars Battlefront. The new Star Wars Battlefront 2 by DICE is actually also really good. I love the storyline in the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version. The first Battlefront that they did was not that great, but the second one was really good, and people hate on that. And I think it's just people that only played the first one and never played the second one and assumed that the second one was like the first one, but it's not. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS4 and Xbox One, that's a great game, especially, like I said, for the single-player storyline. I'm not a huge multiplayer guy anyway. Online multiplayer, I never have been, but that single-player story, though, that's what's hitting right there. These games, we got to talk about first Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast. This is Jedi Knight 2, part of the Jedi Knight series. These games are great. This one and the direct sequel, Jedi Knight 3, Jedi Academy. These, for whatever, like these two games, like these are the best Jedi simulators, I think, still out, even to this day. Like you got games like The Force Unleashed, The Fallen Order. I have not played Star Wars The Fallen Order because I was like, I'm gonna get it, and then I just never did. I need to grab it now because last time I saw it was like $20. So, but yeah, just like as far as like the lightsaber combat in that and fighting enemies and stuff, like those games did it better than any game to date still. And they need to just stop playing and give us remasters of those, and then give us a Jedi Knight 4. Of course, we probably won't get that because the stories are non-canon now, but that is a shame because those are great games. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So yeah, those are some of my favorite Star Wars games. Yeah, I love the Star Wars series. And when I got really heavily into Star Wars, like in my late teens, that's when I went out and got the original Xbox because I didn't really care about the original Xbox up until that point. I was so heavy into PlayStation 2. I didn't care about the Xbox, the GameCube, or the Dreamcast. And so I missed out on 3 great systems. But yeah, so I definitely went back, and now I got a pretty big original Xbox collection now. But yeah, man, those Star Wars games is what did it for me. So let's see. Jedi Outcast is my favorite Star Wars game. Absolutely, man. It plays just like Jedi Academy, but it's definitely more of a thinking man's game. There's definitely a lot more puzzle elements and Outcast than there was in Jedi Knight. Jedi Knight was pretty straightforward and was just like go through the levels and kill all the enemies and do like little objectives like unlock doors and stuff like that. But Jedi Outcast really came with the puzzles and, you know, using them and having to use the Force in creative ways to get through different levels and stuff. So yeah, I definitely like that better for that as well. And even some of the moves where I know specifically doing the wall run, like running up the walls and flipping off of it, super easy in Jedi Outcast. In Jedi Outcast, you just jump at the wall and then jump again when you're up against the wall, and he'll run up and do a backflip, and it was really easy to go over enemies that way. It's super hard to do in Jedi Academy, and I don't know why. Of course, the major thing with Jedi Academy was adding the different lightsaber types, like being able to dual wield and use lightsaber staffs. That was a lot of fun. Excellent storylines. But yeah, I agree. I think I might have to give a slight edge, especially in the gameplay, to Jedi Outcast. Let's see. Anything else I'm missing? Jedi Academy is on the Xbox One. Yeah, I've played Jedi. I've played, yeah, because it's backwards compatible. So I know I've played Jedi Academy on my Xbox One. Although not shown, I'm sure Knights of the Old Republic is among the favorites. Oh, I thought I showed that one. Yeah, I showed it. So yeah, definitely Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, that was, yeah, I definitely showed that. But yeah, fantastic games, the Knights of the Old Republic games. I don't know which one I like better between 1 and 2. Both of them were excellent, and yeah, I don't know. Like again, like the second one added some gameplay elements that I really liked. I think the story of the first one is better, and I think a lot of the locales that you go to in the first one is better, but I don't know. Yeah, have that interesting Raven storyline. Yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic. I've never played that on PC. Revenge of the Sith on DS is better than the GBA version. It's the same game with better music and some 3D flying missions. Oh, okay, right on. So yeah, I have you said that's on the DS. Yeah, I have some DSs. I don't use them, but I had my girlfriend's friend gave me like some of her old stuff. So, and she had like three of the DSs, and so yeah, I got them sitting around. I got a couple of games for it, but I've never cracked into it. So going on, I do got a few pickups to show you guys as well, because like I said, I did the backlog November challenge, backlog February challenge, and so I didn't buy any games last month. I finally went out and grabbed a few this weekend because I got paid, and so I was like, yeah, and I had some extra money left over, probably because I didn't buy any games last month. So digging into them here, let's start with the PS4 stuff. Whoops. And since we're on Star Wars, actually, I finally picked up Star Wars Squadrons for the PS4 because I want to dive into that in VR. I got it, as you can see, they had it on sale again for $24.99, and I had to go to Gross GameStop to get that. And yeah, because everywhere else I've seen it shot 40 again, and this was the price it was around. Actually, it was under 20. It was like 17, 18 bucks during the holidays. But I decided to grab some other games during the holidays because I was like, well, Star Wars, I was like, Squadrons, that's going to be around for a while. I can get that later. But I decided, because I got deals on like 13 Sentinels and got that for 20 bucks. And got like the My Hero Academia game and some other stuff that I got during the holidays that I felt wasn't going to be around when I got some money again in 2021. So, yeah, I decided to pass on this at the time, specifically because I felt confident in the fact that I can pick it up again later. Squadrons is better in VR, totally. Yeah, man, I'm excited for that. I need the Thrustmaster, though. I got that stupid Thrustmaster stick. It came out. It was $80. $80, and I didn't buy one. I almost bought one last summer when I was in Texas. And we were in, San Antonio, and there was one city. Well, we were close to San Antonio. We're in like one of the suburbs, and a store in San Antonio had it. It was like 30 minutes away. It really wasn't on the itinerary of stuff we had to do, but I was going to break off from the group. It was my girlfriend and her homegirls because her friend lives out there. And so I was going to break off from the group and just go down and grab it real fast. And then I ended up not doing it. And so I just never got it. And so now I looked, and because I was in GameStop today, and I saw that they had a advertisement for it. GameStop doesn't have any in stock, but they're selling them new for $199 now. And I'm like, $200? Like that was $80, like 8 months ago. I'm like, what's the deal? Like, less than a year ago, that was $80, and now y'all selling it new for $200. Like, are they not making them anymore? So they're not making them anymore, apparently. And so, yeah, then I hopped online and looked, and yeah, that's what they hitting for. Like even used is like 150 and stuff like that. So man, I'm gonna have to, and so definitely with my stimulus check, I'm definitely gonna track that stick, man. And what it is it's compatible with the PS5 too. So they didn't make a PS5 flight stick, so everybody's snagging them up now. Squadrons is a great one. I was playing with a controller, but VR would give you a pretty good advantage playing online. Yeah, man. Yeah, those sticks are crazy. Yeah, man, I gotta get one, man. I gotta do it. I gotta find it because I don't want to be asked out like that, and then they get super expensive. Like, yeah. So anyway, that was one of the pickups I got, and again because it was on sale, and I tried to go some other places and get it, but again, like this Squadrons is going for like $40 now. Even at I went to another GameStop, and the second GameStop that I went to didn't have this at the sale price. They were still selling it for $40. So yeah, it's not even all the GameStops that's selling them for 25. So yeah, so I went ahead and picked that up. Also on the PlayStation 4, I got this game, Captain Tsubasa, I think is how you pronounce that. This is based on the anime. It was around in the early 90s, late 80s, somewhere in that time period. And my homeboy, he remembers this. He remembers when he was growing up in Mexico, and he watched it there. And so it's an interesting game. It's just a soccer game, but it seems to have it has that anime flair, and it probably plays more like an arcade style soccer game. So I'm with that. I'm definitely about to see what that's playing like, and I'm sure it's got a cool storyline. Yeah, it was the late 80s. That's what I thought, because I feel like I watched that along with G-Force back in the day, which is Gotcha Man in Japan. But it came on because there was I can't remember what channel it was, but they played anime, and that was some of like my first like introductions to anime in like the early 90s. I was watching G-Force, and I watched this, and there's some other stuff that came on. Bots Master, even though Bots Master wasn't an anime, it was American, but yeah, they have some SNES games as well. Oh, okay. So what anime do I like? You like Yu Yu Hakusho? I like Yu Yu Hakusho, and I got to get the games for it. My favorite anime is, let's see. I'm heavily into My Hero Academia right now. I know that's probably basic, but me and my girlfriend, like, they're all in on that right now. So I'm definitely watching that. Some of the older stuff I like Trigun was dope. Elfen Lied I like. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Because I was more of an otaku back in the day, so it was Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like I liked Gundam, like Gundam 0080 and Gundam Wing was fantastic. Also, Ronin Warriors was really good, but also I like stuff. Probably my all-time favorite is probably Samurai Champloo, just because that's got some of the best music. Hunter x Hunter, I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter yet. That's definitely on our list of stuff to watch. It says Battle of the Planets. Okay. So yeah, Hunter x Hunter, definitely that's on me and my girlfriend's list of anime to watch. Also, y'all probably got to take my weeb card because I haven't finished Attack on Titan either, and mainly because I'm waiting on her so we can watch it together. So when we get around to it, but we keep watching My Hero Academia like over and over again. I was getting to Dragon Ball, man. I was getting to that. I was definitely getting to that. Dragon Ball Z, man, and of course it was my favorite anime in the 90s, but as I got exposed to different types of anime and more anime, like it kind of fell off a little bit on the list for me. But yeah, definitely Dragon Ball Z holds a special place in my heart, for sure, for sure. Minus the time between Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D. Yes, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust. Did you ever play the Vampire Hunter D game on PlayStation 1? I'm pretty sure I have it. I don't know what happened to it. I thought I had it. Yeah, man, Vampire Hunter D. This is actually pretty fun. I played a little bit of it, but I definitely want to go back and play through this game. But yeah, I love Vampire Hunter D. Bloodlust was the second one. Yeah, Vampire. Yeah, that was a great movie. Great movie. I remember it was my little brother. A friend let him borrow it, and he brought it home, and we watched it one afternoon, and so good, so good. So yeah, definitely Vampire Hunter D. I forgot about that one. Cowboy Bebop. I really like Cowboy Bebop too. Again, like the music really does it for me. Outlaw Star was really good, and yeah. So yeah, those are definitely some of my favorites. And my taste. Desert Punk was really good. Gunsword was really good. What did we watch? The Promised Neverland, which is a newer one. I just watched through the first season of that, and the second season is out. So I didn't see the Pacific Rim anime. I remember when it came out, and I definitely want to check it out. I want to play Vampire Hunter Resident Evil clone. It's definitely got some elements of Resident Evil, but it's definitely the gameplay is a lot faster, especially like in the combat. But yeah, it definitely has elements of Resident Evil. I got that super cheap. I don't know what that's going for. I feel like that's one of the more expensive games now, but I got that for like $8 at like Game Exchange, like back in the day. So also on the PlayStation 4, another pickup is Hellblade: Senua's Revenge. I never played this game. It looks good. And they came out with a sequel or are coming out with a sequel. I don't know if the sequel is out yet, but I'm looking for that. I need to check up on that. But this one, I feel this was kind of a budget title when it came out, if I remember correctly, or either that or the studio didn't have the hugest budget, but they made a fantastic game, and it was critically acclaimed. I feel like that one's going to be one of the more expensive PlayStation 4 games in the future. Again, like I've seen a lot of gameplay, and it was one that I always wanted to grab, but again, I was just into grabbing PS4 and Xbox 360 stuff, so I just now got a chance to pick it up. And here, I just picked this up today at GameStop, and it's called Risk of Rain 2. It comes complete with the original Risk of Rain. I don't know anything about this game, and that's why I bought it. And it was super cheap, like at $12.99, so it's a pretty good price for that. Looking at the back of it, it looks like, especially in this scene right here, wait, that one there, looks like it might be like some kind of third-person action adventure, beat 'em up, hack and slash type of game, and y'all know that's my jam right there. So plus it looks like it has a cool, colorful cartoon like cell shade art style, so we'll definitely be looking at that on a Hidden Gems episode in the future. I need to do another PlayStation 4 Hidden Gems. I know you guys really like those, and I haven't really been playing much PS4 lately. But yeah, definitely, I got a bunch of them, and so I've really been growing my PS4 collection now. I think I'm like 50 games or so, getting closer to 100. So yeah, but so I picked those up. I also picked up Rumble Roses, and this is a game, I know, man, don't judge me, okay? I really like the sequel. Rumble Rose XX on the Xbox 360 is a fantastic game. And that was an Xbox 360 exclusive, and this was a PlayStation 2 exclusive. This one I hear is worse because they added like a crazy storyline to it or whatever, but really fantastic graphics because, you know, they get, you know, the girls got to look good or whatever. So the graphics are going to be on point. This is a Konami game, and I think I might have played this game once, like back in the day. And I was watching my homeboy, Mr. Right. I was watching the Right Way channel on YouTube, and he was going over some wrestling games, ranking wrestling games on the PS2, and that one came up, and I was like, damn, like I don't have that in my collection yet, so I have to go grab that. So I went ahead and found it. That's an expensive game now. Like it's like $40, but the pawn shop, they let me get it for $8 because it doesn't have a manual. So, but that's cool. I'll take it. The disc looks super clean, so I'm cool with that. So yeah, it's a clean disc and $8. Like, yeah, I'll do that. So got that. Let's see. Have I seen Ghost? Oh yeah, I forgot about Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell was dope too. Yeah, I like Ghost in the Shell. They have a really good game on the PlayStation 2 standalone complex. I really like that one. They've got the one on the PlayStation 1 too, and they've also got a Ghost in the Shell standalone complex first-person shooter on the PSP. The third-person action adventure game on the PS2, of course, is my favorite of the three. But yeah, Ghost in the Shell is solid. Always down with the major. Let's see. I think Hellblade is a game that uses Uh, what's that Monero audio? If you should wear him. Oh, okay. Okay. So definitely play that with the headphones. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got some headphones too. Some finally got some PlayStation headphones, and I got those at Vintage Stock. They were selling for 70, and they're normally like 100. They were selling for 70, and they had a little tag. They had the orange tag, and they had a sale in the store where everything with the orange tag was half off. So I actually got them for 35. So I was like, bet. And so yeah, so I'll definitely try those out. I wanted to get those for my PlayStation VR. I was using like some Beats headphones, just and so I wanted to get some dedicated headphones for the PlayStation, so I grabbed those. See, I remember seeing that game at my old rental store, but I never rented it because I was too young, even though my mom was cool with me watching horror movies. I know, man, you can watch, man, my mom, I'm watching them with my mom. We watch all the Jasons, the Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched the Terminator movies, like freaking whatever, like Demolition Man, like all kind of like bloody and gory, the Predator movies. Watch all that stuff, Aliens, but when the boobies come out, though, that's when it's like, nah. So y'all can be scared to death, but y'all can't be sexual at all. So that's that's the vibe out here. Moving on, I did grab this on the Xbox 360. This is Fist of the North Star: Ken's Rage, and I actually own this game already. I own it on the PlayStation 3. And I did a video years ago where I was talking about video games based on anime. And I talked about the PlayStation 3 version of this. And the reason why I went ahead and got it on the original Xbox is because the sequel, there's a Ken's Rage 2, did not come out on the PlayStation 3, but it came out on the Xbox 360. So recently I found the sequel to this game, and I got this weird thing like I don't want to have one game on one console and then have the sequel on the other console. You know what I mean? Like I want to have them all like uniform on the same console. So since I found part 2 of this game on the Xbox 360, then I had to go look for the Xbox 360. Actually, I didn't know the Xbox 360 version existed. I thought that the first game was exclusive in America on the PS3, and then the second game was exclusive on the Xbox 360, and that wasn't the case. So the Xbox 360 actually had both games come out on it. So I'll probably sell my PlayStation 3 copy, and then I can just have them both on the original Xbox. Moving on to some flea market stuff. I got some flea market heavy hitters. Just getting a text from my girl. Hold on. They calling me. Well, they texted me, but let's see. Live streaming. Sorry, y'all, I can't spell. Okay, boom. Wait, that's end. Ooh. There it goes. Okay, so what was I? Oh, flea market stuff. I got some crazy stuff at the flea market. Yeah, the PS4 version is pretty good. Yeah, there is a what's it called? It's called something else, but that one looked like it was kind of like open world or something. Yeah, I saw the PS4 version like one time, and I didn't buy it, and now I don't see it anymore. So I'm looking for that one too. I'm looking for that game on the PS4, and also there's a Berserk game on the PS4, a Band of the Hawk, I think is what it's called. And so, yeah, Berserk, which is another anime that definitely I dig. But yeah, that one, not to hijack your stream. See anyone an Animorphs fan? Oh no, yeah. So yeah, Waves and Games says anybody an Animorphs fan? I used to watch the TV show back in the day, and I liked it, but I forgot all about Animorphs. Dang, that's hitting me right now. Like Animorphs, like I forgot all about that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I used to watch I think the TV show came on Nickelodeon, and I used to watch it back then. That and they had some. I had a bunch of the books when we had the book fairs at school in elementary. I used to grab Animorphs books. So we're reading the first book to our daughter right now. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I used to read the books back in the day, and I still probably have them. They probably still in my parents' house for real. I may have read a book and watched the show on occasion. Yeah, man, I used to watch that. That because it came on Animorphs came on Saturday, like after on Nickelodeon, like here in town, like they would play like Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. And which the Nickelodeon Saturday morning cartoons, they were trash. I mean, once they put like Rugrats and All Real Monsters and stuff on, then it was cool. But they would play their little Saturday morning cartoons, and then after Animorphs would come on, and then the Tomorrow People would come on. The Tomorrow People, what y'all know about that? Okay, the Tomorrow People was dope, and so the Tomorrow People would come on, and then all the game shows would come on, like Wild and Crazy Kids and What Would You Do and Double Dare and stuff like that. All of those came on, and then it was Roundhouse that came on, and it was like Roundhouse and some other ones that came on, and then Saturday night it was Snick. And so then with Snick, you got Are You Afraid of the Dark and all that, and Keenan and Kel later on that joined Snick. But The Secret World of Alex Mack, I had a crush on that girl back in the day. But yeah, man, Saturdays was live on Nickelodeon. So I'm getting these texts. So so man, y'all taking me back. Goosebumps. Yeah, Goosebumps was dope, man. And that fool, man, he was R.L. Stine was hustling, man. Did he not come out with a new novel like every month? You know what I'm saying? You got the new novel every month, and then for a while they had the Goosebumps show. And the Goosebumps show, that was pretty dope. I used to watch that on Fox. So yes, sir. Sorry, y'all. Gotta text it up. But yeah, man, Goosebumps were amazing, especially the Choose Your Own Adventure books. My girl is silly. Going on, I got 3 more pickups that I want to show you guys. And they're all original Xbox. And this one here, man, I copped that for like $10. And that's Brotherhood of Steel. That's a Fallout game. And the only one that came out on consoles like back then. And this is actually Interplay. So this is the group that did the original Fallout 1 and 2, as well as Fallout Tactics. And so it looks like some kind of like top-down like shooter game. But then some of the scenes, it looks like it's a third-person shooter. So I don't know. It says over-the-top third-person action set in a grim post-apocalyptic universe. So yeah, man, I love the Fallout games and I love the Fallout lore. And so this was a game that that was on my radar for sure, but it was going up in price. I think this game came out on the PS2 as well, but I think the PS2 version was like 60 or 70 bucks. So I was kind of like, ugh. And then the Xbox version was it's hovering around like 40 or 50 right now. So the Xbox version was the one I was looking for, mainly because I have all the Fallout games on the Microsoft systems, and I felt like the Xbox version would be the better of the two. So I don't know if that's true or not. They might be exactly the same, but like I said, I came across that one, so I definitely scooped that up. And I was happy to get that for the low. I got this one, scored this at a pawn shop recently. That was Predator Concrete Jungle. I thought I owned this game. I think I had it on PS2 and got rid of it. But I'm definitely happy to have it on the original Xbox because, again, you get things like 480p resolution and things like that on the original Xbox. And so I got this for like $15, I think was the price on it. And I heard this game was not that great, but it looks fun. Like looking at it on the back, I don't know if I can get the camera to focus, but yeah, he looks like he's getting busy back there. And so I'm definitely going to check this game out. And like I said, I don't know why it was in my backlog before, I think, and I sold it with a bunch of other games to get something. I don't remember, but yeah, so I didn't ever get a chance to play that, but yeah, I'm excited to have that back in the collection, especially now that one's getting up in price, and I don't want it to get up in price so much that it gets out of reach for me. Let's see. I'm a huge fan of Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yep, Legends of the Hidden Temple was dope. What was the one where you climbed the mount? Was that Guts? Guts was really good too. I really like that, man. I used to watch Guts, man, and look at them super unathletic kids that they had on that show. Oh man, I used to watch Guts all the time. Like, man, these kids is trash, man. Let me climb the crag. I would smoke everybody in Guts. Like I was feeling it. And I was watching what was it, American Gladiator 2 on Saturdays too, on the same day. So I watched my American Gladiators used to come on Fox at noon every Saturday. I watched that, man, and watched freaking Guts later in the day. I'm like, man, these kids is trash, man. Yep, the aggro crag, yeah. All right, so last game on the list on the original Xbox. This is one that I had been looking for. And it was on my radar for a minute. And I got this one too for like 16, 17 bucks. And that is Dino Crisis 3. So super happy to grab that game. Man, I've been looking for Dino Crisis because I got the other two. So I got Dino Crisis 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. I want to get Dino Crisis on the Dreamcast because the original one came out on the Dreamcast. But this one, like I said, this one didn't get very good reviews at the time, and I think that's why I stayed away from it. But like I said, I've been wanting to play it. I think GameSack or somebody had reviewed this game, and the gameplay on it looked exactly like something I would play. So I went out to go find it and found out that it was hard to come by. And this one, it's not super expensive. It's like 40 or 50 bucks. I don't know if it's worth that. But like I said, this is a rough copy. So I actually would like to maybe rebuy this. I might rebuy this with my stimulus check and then sell this copy to get that money back just so I can have a cleaner one. But so I must have completely missed Dino Crisis 3. Didn't know it existed. Oh yeah, Dino Crisis 3, man. And it takes place in space, of course, and because that's where every franchise goes to die when you do it in space. But it looks like he had a cool little jetpack he could fly around on and stuff. So, yeah, man, Dino Crisis 3. Yeah, Capcom gave the original Xbox a lot of love back in the day. So it says, oh, man, Dino Crisis 3. I love Dino Crisis 1. Never played 2 or 3. But you got Dino. So, yep, I got Dino Stalkers on the PS2. And most people don't know that that's also a part of the franchise. Let me grab it real fast for those of you who haven't seen it. Ugh. So yeah, this is Dino Stalker on the PlayStation 2, and it's a light gun game. It's compatible with the GunCon 2, and this is set in the Dino Crisis universe. And so most people don't know that. So this is a Dino Crisis game technically. I don't know why they gave it that generic name. They should have called it like Dino Crisis Survivor or something like Resident Evil did. But yep, so if I get the Dreamcast version of Dino Crisis, then I'll have all the Dino Crisis games, and that is something that I do want to do because Dino Crisis is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite franchises, like period, survival horror, otherwise. Like it's really good. So, so I'm excited to play that Dino Crisis 3 and find that Dreamcast version of the original Dino Crisis. Says for some reason Dino Stalkers is also part of the Resident Evil Survivor sub-series. Is it really? That's crazy. So, but it sucks because Dino Stalker, I don't have a CRT. So I don't have a GunCon 2 either. But if I did have a CRT TV, I would buy a GunCon 2 because they're super cheap. And then I could play that light gun style. But if I play it, I got to use the controller, which is whack. And I don't want to do that. So I don't really play it, but so that's the only thing. And I don't think I'm going to get a CRT at this point because they're super heavy and that's a lot to deal with. I ain't really got the space down here anyway for it. So yeah, but yeah, those are the games that I've got. And like I said, excited. I didn't go crazy. My homeboys, my friends, Scott and Jen with Retro Rivals, man, they went all out. They got some bangers with the money that they saved. And so I need to do what they do for a living. And he got that. I was so happy for Scott. Jen got him that Steel Battalion on the Xbox. Like, man, like that is the Grail game that I want. Oh, Ryder's in the house. What up, my boy? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're stopping in. We just talked. I just showed a bunch of games that I picked up because I'm trying to catch up. I didn't buy any games in February because I was doing the backlog February thing. And I got I got another backlog episode. There was some other backlog, some games in my backlog that I played, but I didn't shoot videos for. So I'll definitely be releasing those. I was just, man, lately I just been kind of uninspired. I don't know, or just haven't been taking the time. I feel like I haven't had time to make videos, but really I just haven't been taking the time to have videos. Do I have a Discord? I don't. I've thought about getting that in the future. I have some friends of mine on YouTube. Who's in my boy VGL, and man, I don't know. He and another friend of mine, Retro Gaming Star. He changed his name again. It's not Retro Gaming Star anymore, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Them two was beefing like hardcore, like all last year over something that happened in a Discord server. So I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to deal with a Discord because I'm not trying to have that kind of drama in my life. But yeah, it seems like I be hearing about a lot of beef and a lot of drama with these channels, and it seems like they be popping off in the Discord. So I don't know what that's about. Excuse me. But it's something that I honestly didn't even really want to mess with, but I might do it. So, I don't know. Yep, we've been on an hour and 16 minutes now. And so I don't really have much else to talk about. Like I said, guys, talking about my boy Generation Pixel to recap. Definitely go. I'm going to put links in the description when this video renders. So y'all can go and vote for my boy there on Sega Zombies channel. So he can be YouTuber of the month. And I need to do a new shout outs video too. You guys know I usually shout out channels in these live streams that we do, but I want to make another dedicated shout outs channel. Because once I talk about all the smaller channels, there's definitely some channels above 1,000 subscribers that I definitely want to talk about, like Retro Rivals. I'll talk about them all the time. If you guys, I'm sure y'all all sub to them. If you're not, find them. Like, they're a fantastic channel, as well as my homeboy Pac-Man Case. And they inspire me, man. Like, they've been doing really, really good. Says, oh, yeah, I remember you in that live stream of VGL. Yeah, man, because they was bugging. Like, my whole thing with that, and like I said, VGL, that's my homie. Retro Gaming Star, that's also my homie. So, their beef, like, that was their thing, okay. I was trying to tell them, man, like, y'all can coexist. Like, YouTube is big enough that y'all can coexist and y'all can just not fool with each other. Because, like, it got to the point, like, it was kind of getting on my nerves because I like the content that they do. Like VGL, he likes to review like a lot of like games like for systems that I don't really play, like Game Boy and stuff like that, and play like a lot of franchises that I've never heard of. And same thing for Retro Gaming Star, but it got to the point where they was just going back and forth on the beef, and it was like, okay, like if y'all make a video or two about it, like I get it, but they for real was making videos about each other literally for months, and I was like going back and forth. I'm like, okay, man, y'all tripping, like what are y'all like? I thought like the way they was upset with each other, I thought somebody smashed somebody's girl. I was like, man, somebody did something wild, and come to find out, it was really, I still don't 100% know what's going on with that, but from what I understand, somebody was acting crazy in the group chat, and VGL didn't like the way the Retro Gaming Star got in the group chat or something like that. It was something stupid. For real. And it's like, dude, like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, people dying of corona out here, man. It's bigger fish to fry out here. Like I said, if you got the right to be mad, but it's like, be mad and keep it moving. Like I felt like they was doing too much. And then the stream that I was in, I felt like him and it got, and the thing that made me feel some type of way is like, that was a beef between VGL and Retro Gaming Star, and that was cool. But then there's like all these other cats that I never heard of before that I guess is just cool with VGL, and they was just getting at Retro Gaming Star, and it seemed like they didn't have anything to do with the situation. And then when I was watching the live stream, a lot of VGL subscribers was like, yeah, roast that fool and do that. And they don't know what the hell is going on. And I'm like, man, y'all just sitting there just acting a fool for no, y'all don't even know what's going on. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just here to hate on somebody just cause, like, y'all being some, they was being some weirdos. So I had to let them know. And I wasn't trying to disrespect them. And I definitely wasn't trying to go on my friend's YouTube channel and then diss his subscribers. That wasn't what I was trying to do. But I'm just like, you know, basically it felt like the stream was dedicated to giving Retro Gaming Star like his comeuppance, and they was taking advantage of the fact that Retro Gaming Star was really wanting to make amends. And so they got him on the show and he's trying to make amends with them. And they was just taking turns like biting his head off. And it's like, look, dude, if y'all not effing with each other, like, don't F with each other. But like, who's got time for like what y'all got going on right now? You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. So like, that's what I wasn't feeling about it. Again, like, VGL is my homie. Retro Gaming Star is my homie. And it's cool that they don't get along. And that's what I was telling Retro Gaming Star, like, dude, like, they obviously don't want to be friends with you anymore. So quit trying to like make up to them and just keep it moving. Like you said, you know, you was talking grease or whatever, you know, like, and, you know, I told him that like, you can't expect everybody to like you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get on here and try to make friends with I don't even like everybody. I really don't. So how can I get everybody to like me? And I don't even like everybody. And like I said, I got beef with YouTubers on here. You know what I'm saying? I made a whole video talking about a YouTuber because he was being diet racist and sitting there dissing Black Lives Matter. I didn't post it, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to put that energy out there. But for myself, I made a whole video about it, edited it, put it out, color graded it, all of that, made the whole video and just didn't put it out. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I made it to get it off my chest, but you know what I'm saying? I'm too old to be going back and forth with people at the same time though. So like I said, I ain't got to drop his name or nothing like that, but I definitely had some problems because he was saying Sony was racist because they had a background that you could download that was supporting Black Lives Matter. I was like, so what? Like, how is like Sony's racist like because they support Black Lives Matter? Like, last time I checked, like, all the Sony of America executives was white. So, you know what I'm saying? But it was just stupid. So I made a whole video about it, but you know, I ain't doing all that. Who got time for that? So yeah, you put me onto some great channels. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, I see you. Like, you know, my boy Joe Casey. That's another one I got to talk about. He put out some content. He had been away for a while, and he put out some content this week. He actually put out some yesterday, a video talking about GameStop and Bethesda, or GameStop, Xbox, and Bethesda. So I definitely got to check that video out. But Joe Casey, that's my guy, man. He's a funny dude. Like, his commentary is on point. Like I said, he says all of the things that I wish I could say. You know what I mean? And like I got to keep it somewhat professional and somewhat PC because I am a teacher, and there are some students that know that I do this YouTube thing, and that's the last thing I need is them showing my stuff around the school and me talking crazy and this and that. You know what I mean? So that's why I try not to swear or anything like that on the channel, and just, you know, I just, you know, watch myself for that. I still say everything I want to say. I just got to be careful about how I say it because, you know. But yeah, Joe Casey got no filter. He keep it real. I appreciate the energy that he puts out there, you know. So yeah, man. I've been finding a lot of good channels lately. So like I said, a lot of the smaller ones I've been on, Backpack Games, Brew United. I talked about Brew United on the streams all the time. But I like I said, him and Generation Pixel, and there's some other ones. Like I said, I want to talk about all of them in a dedicated video, so I will do that in the near future. And yeah, like I said, we definitely got to do another PlayStation 4 hidden gems video because some of these are definitely hidden gems that I picked up, and I got some more over here. I just ain't played everything yet, and I like to play everything for at least a few hours before I give like my initial thoughts or whatever on the game, if not beat the game. So yeah. Plus, again, I got a bunch of videos about games that I played in my backlog that I want to talk about, and so we'll definitely talk about those. I'll probably just put them all in one video like I used to do back in the day, and then we'll just call that good. But yeah, I don't know. I've been having some trouble like being motivated lately. I feel like that's what it is because I've been telling myself like, man, I ain't had the time lately and this and that, but I've been slacking, man. I've been slacking, and people been passing me by. You know, I made a video recently about my biggest mistake as a filmmaker. and how it was bad to compare yourself to other creators. And to, if I were to revise that statement, it's not necessarily bad to compare yourself to other creators, but it's bad to compare yourself and then be intimidated by other creators. And that was my situation with the, you know, the filmmaker here in Wichita. I shot the footage for him and I thought it was dope and this and that until I saw what he can do. And instead of seeing what he can do and being inspired, like, man, that's the level I'm trying to get to. I saw that and got intimidated and was like, damn, like, I'm never going to reach that. Like, I'm done. Like, I ain't even give him the footage, but I've since talked to him, so I'm going to get him that footage soon. But yeah, and that's how I felt with Retro Rivals and then Pac-Man Case. Fantastic channels. And, you know, they were a little bit ahead of me, like when I first discovered them, because they like Retro Rivals was at like 1100 back when I was at like 750-ish, somewhere in that area back when I first found them. But now they just hit 2000 and Pac-Man Case just hit 2000. Both of them are over 2000. And so we were all kind of at the same level and they just shot up. And so when I was comparing myself to them, I was like, dang, like I wasn't feeling intimidated, but I was just like, dang, that's so awesome. Like, and I've been seeing like the consistency and the thumbnails are looking fantastic and the content is on point. And I'm just like, man, like I, you know, I just got like inspired. I'm like, oh man, I got to put something out. Like I'm ready to go now. Like you know, so yeah, you just got to keep grinding. Absolutely. So I saw that and just like, and so the feeling was different when I saw them blow, you know, saw them doing really well versus when I saw Devon's work. And when I saw Devon's work, I saw his work and got intimidated. But seeing Pac-Man Case and seeing Retro Rivals doing what they're doing right now, because they're and I said that when I first the first time I talked about both their channels, I said they are going to be channels that are like, you know, big in the space one day. Like they're the next generation of like, they're going to be on that Metal Jesus level to where they can do YouTube full time and just make their money. Like they are on their way. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of great content and they got their style down. They got the look down. The equipment is on point. The production values is on point, you know, and so they're on their way right now. Like if more people saw their channel, they would be there, you know? And so like I saw them and got inspired. Let's see who just hopped in the chat. Oh man, my boy Filippo, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. What's up, man? Longtime member of the channel as well. Healthy competition is good. It absolutely, when you surround yourself with people who are doing big things, it inspires you to step it up. Yeah, man, still sharpen steel. And so I'm glad that I found this community of really just hardworking people, because I you know, there are some YouTubers, like I knew some YouTubers, they were just used to whine and complain about, oh, the YouTube algorithms is doing this to me, and you can't be small and make it, and and blah 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 blah. But I didn't see them really putting in the work. I just seen a whole bunch of whining. And this dude, like I said at the time, he was at 730 subscribers back when I was at like 3 something, and he made that video just talking about the YouTube algorithm is broken and, you know, some channels can't break through. But I was looking at his channel. He had been on the platform for like 4 or 5 years, and the whole 4 or 5 years, all his videos look exactly the same. He wasn't getting better with his thumbnails, with his lighting, with his sound, even with the content. The content was all the same. Like it just wasn't good. And I'm like, bro, like that's not YouTube's fault. Like people are watching your channel and just not interested. Actually, fun fact, looking, and you guys that have YouTube channels, definitely check this out. The majority of people that watch your videos, every video you put out, are brand new subscribers. It's not even returning subscribers. Like for me, on average, every video I put out, like 35 to 40% of the people that watch my videos are first-time watchers. So it's my job to make sure the content is on point to keep them here. You know what I mean? So YouTube really is doing its job, you know, with showing and you can look at your analytics and see your recommended, and, you know, seeing what traffic is coming through your recommended videos or whatever the case. And me lately, my video content has not been bringing in new subscribers. Like people are watching it, and like my watch to like ratio isn't very good. Just my watch to subscriber ratio is kind of lacking too. Another fun fact, for the average channel, from what I've seen, just doing my own research, looking at, because I research a lot of channels and trying to figure out, how I can break through, right? But what I'm seeing on average is that for most channels, about 10%, their viewership to subscriber base is about 10%. So if you got 1,000 subscribers, for like the first week or so your video is out, you'll get about 100 subscribers or 100 views on whatever channel. So about 10%, right? And I'm looking at that even bigger channels like Peter McKinnon, and he's getting 500,000 views on every video. But Peter McKinnon has like 5 million subs. So he's right at that 10 percentile where 10% of his viewers or 10% of viewers compared to his subscriber base are watching his videos. And that's one of the cool things that I've been seeing about Retro Rivals and Pac-Man Case. Retro Rivals, for instance, they're about 2,100 subs, 2,200 subs, and they're getting 1.5K views on most of their videos. So their conversion rate is like 50%. So it's high above average. And so they really been killing. Like I said, their content has really been on point lately. And same thing with Pac-Man Case. He's also like 2,400 subscribers, but on average, like his conversion rate is like 35 to 50% also. And so, like I said, compared to them, I'm sitting at about 8 to 10% right now on mine. So it's just interesting. Like you can see the patterns if you look at the algorithms long enough, and you look at your YouTube studio and look at the analytics long enough, you can see the trends and all of that stuff that's in there. So it's really fascinating stuff to look at. And so I've definitely been diving in, trying to see what people like, what they don't like. That's why I'm asking you guys about what I should do with the content on my channel, and if I need to restructure it, or because like I said, I think I'm doing myself a disservice with the algorithm with getting people to watch, because I feel like my content for the most part is good enough that if somebody watches it, they'll stick around. Well, honestly, that's not the case, because like I said, my conversion rate right now is trash. And actually my watch time hours, I was at 400 watch time hours when I first hit 1,000. So I was able to monetize, but now I can't monetize because right now my watch time hours is at 340 watch time hours, for a channel that's, where I'm at 1,200 subscribers or something like that. So, I really got to step it up. And honestly, it's been like almost a week since I put out that lightsaber video. So I was being really good about putting out 2 videos a week. And now I'm kind of sliding back to, 1.5 to 1 video a week type of situation. So I definitely got to step it up and just take the time. Because if you never take time, how will you have time? Because that's what I've been complaining about. I don't have time to make videos. When I really do, I'm just not putting in the effort. So let's see, what am I missing? If you could go back in time when you were about to record your first video, what advice would you give yourself? I don't know, man. The best advice I would give is just keep going. Like, I mean, there's in the film world and like the whole like film side of YouTube and cinematography side of YouTube, there's a big debate about gear. And I want to make this video myself. Does gear matter? That you'll see a lot of big YouTubers, they'll say gear doesn't matter and just get out there and gear doesn't matter. But it'll be somebody like Peter McKinnon who's making the video on a $50,000 dollar red Monstro 8K camera. So like, is these people telling you gear doesn't matter, but they have the latest gear while they're telling you that gear doesn't matter, which seems a little condescending. But what it is, in my opinion, does gear matter or doesn't it matter? I think for the beginner, gear does not matter. I watch Think Media is a channel that I watch heavily, especially back in the day. And Sean Kennel's, like, his mantra is you got to just press record. So I think like to get started, man, like you just got to start. It doesn't matter what you have. If you have a cell phone, like I said, when I started in 2016, I was using a cell phone that was already 4 years old. You know what I mean? So my freaking quality was so trash, but that was fine for getting started. I didn't need expensive gear because I didn't know how to use it anyway. You know what I mean? So getting started is more important in the beginning than having expensive gear. When it comes to my photography, I'll take, I used to take camera phone pictures. Like, man, these just don't look as good, and I'll post them on Instagram or whatever. So, you'll buy a camera And then what happens is the more you do it, the more you learn. Because another YouTuber favorite of mine, D4 Darius, his whole mantra is you got to put in your 10,000 hours. So putting in the time and putting in the effort, he explained that, his videos got better, but he realized it wasn't the camera that was making his videos get better. It was him. And it was the things he was learning. He was becoming, videography and cinematography, for photography, all of those things are basically a language, and it's a language that you have to learn, and it's a language that changes and evolves over time. So as he became more literate in the language of photography and videography, and learning like lights and things like that, and how to do his lighting setup and all of that, that's what really boosts the quality. And once you got the knowledge behind it, that's when gear starts to matter. When it gets to the point, like for me, like I'm helping a friend here in town. He wants to make a short film, and he's really ambitious about what he wants to do with his short film. And but he doesn't have all of the basics down yet for making videos in general. But he is putting together a good team of knowledgeable people to help him with that. And so that's what I've been trying to help him do, help him start putting in his 10,000 hours. And, to really, and once you do that, like, then you'll know what you need based on what type of style you're going for. Once you get comfortable in what kind of style you want, like for me, for the photography, like I don't need a drone. You know what I mean? I don't need cool. It'd be nice to have, but I don't need cool drone shots of the city because I don't really do a lot of vlogging, and I don't do a lot of cinematic vlogs like Peter McKinnon or Matty Hapoya do. So that's gear that I know I don't need. I got here. You know what I'm saying? Back a few years ago, thinking that gear mattered, I bought this gimbal. And I'm like, man, just if I could have a gimbal, I can get smooth and steady shots. And, I've never used this thing. I don't even know how to use it. I spent $250, $200 or whatever I paid on Facebook Marketplace to get this damn thing. I've never used it. I don't know how to use it. And come to find out, I don't really need it. But because I was thinking gear mattered, I bought it. You know what I mean? And so it's just stuff like that. So as you get to a point where you understand yourself and what kind of content you like to make, you'll know what you need at that point. Then that's when gear starts to matter more. And once you get good enough to where you start to make money with your filmmaking and things like that. And so that's why I keep this around. I haven't got rid of it yet because I do want to get into real estate photography and making real estate films at some point. And so a gimbal would be really good for that. But in the meantime, like I said, I didn't need to buy this now. I could have bought this a year or two from now and been fine. But that's what it is. So but like I said, eventually I will teach myself how to use that device, and I will incorporate that in my workflow into the things I like to make. But yeah. Said I could get hella games after selling that gimbal. Yeah, man. Like I said, that's like a $250 gimbal that I definitely could buy some games with. Let's see. I bought a gimbal on Facebook Marketplace and it was busted. That sucks. See, I feel like making it is subjective. I'm a small YouTuber, but I already hit the goals I wanted to hit, and everything else is bonus to me. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like one of my major goals was to get to 1,000. I said last year at the beginning of the year, like, man, if I get to 1,000, like I'll feel some type of validation. Like my first goal was to start. That was my first major goal. And I talked about it for a while. In 2014 is when I really started to watch YouTube, because before that I didn't even really watch a lot of YouTube videos. But I started watching GameSack and Metal Jesus Rocks. Those are the first gaming channels I really started to watch. And GameSack, watching them and just watching them go over games and seeing their collections and stuff like that, that's what made me start collecting again. I'm like, man, they got game collections. I'm like, man, I got the cash, and this was at the time I was collecting the Ultra Sabers, but I kind of like slowed down on buying them. And once I was like, yeah, I got enough, like Ultra Sabers, like, man, I should just start buying games. Like, let me just go back and get all the games that I had, before. and like, let me get this game, and I'll be good. And I got those, and I was like, man, I'll be at the game stores and I'll see this game. Like, man, I always wanted to get that game, but it was a game that I wanted to play, but I was too poor. My family was too poor, so I couldn't buy it. And so I'm like, man, I got the money now. Let me just go get that. And so then I started thinking about other games that I always wanted to play and started adding those and this, and so that's how I started collecting. And then watching Metal Jesus Rocks, like, people were asking, I noticed people were asking like questions in the comment section that I knew the answer to, you know what I mean? And other people would answer a question. I feel like that answer wasn't adequate or just straight up incorrect. And so that kind of got me like, man, like, I wonder if I should make a channel where I just answer, where I talk about it. I could, like, I know about video games. Like, I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough, but I still wasn't sure if I was knowledgeable enough to talk about it. And that's the thing, like, with starting YouTube channels, like, you don't have to be the smartest man in the room about a subject to make a video about it. You know what I mean? You just have to know more than the people you're trying to talk to, Like, I'm not the best filmmaker or best photographer, far from it, but I know enough about it to get someone started who doesn't know anything about filmmaking or photography. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And so then, of course, they did that PlayStation 3 video where they was, where Metal Jesus and Kelsey was talking trash about the PlayStation Move. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? The PlayStation Move is dope. Like, it's super dope. And Kelsey Lewin said that, motion controls don't work outside the Wii. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The PlayStation Move works way better than the Wii. Even if you have a Wii Motion Plus controller, it's not messing with the PlayStation Move. And so I'm like, man, like, I'm about to make a YouTube channel. Like, I made a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna make a response video to this so they can, and I'll show them in the video so they can see how good the PlayStation Move is. So that was my whole motivation for starting a YouTube channel. And ironically, I still have not made that PlayStation Move video, because when I started, once I passed my first goal and started to make a YouTube channel, then I wanted to, I saw the quality of Metal Jesus' channel. And after I made a few videos, I'm like, man, my quality is trash. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so my brother, my younger brother, he linked me to a D4 Darius video. It's like, you should watch this dude. He talks about like how to make videos. So you should watch this and get some tips. And that's how I started watching D4 Darius. And then D4 Darius turned into Peter McKinnon and Matty Hapoya and Peter Lundgren and Creative Ryan and YC Image. And I started watching all these camera channels, Think Media. And so then that's when that whole side of the thing took over. But yeah, it just steps up little by little. So yeah, for me at this point, I did everything that I said I was going to do, save for make that video. Once I make that PlayStation Move video, then my goals will be complete and everything else will just be bonus. And my goal is to have Metal Jesus see the video. So hopefully he sees it. He has seen a few of my video, and he comments in my comment section every now and then, especially when I talk about hidden gems and stuff. And then on like one of my pickups videos, it was the one where I found the Xbox slot. He commented on that video too. So that was cool. So yeah, my goal is to make the PlayStation Move video and then get him to see it. And so once I do that, then I can die happy. But let's see, I'm missing some here. So let me see what I'm missing. Sorry, guys. I talk too much. I know. I'll be ranting. Like, and my students, they be saying, Mr. Jackson, you talk to well, what? And I'll be going off. My students like, what? And I'll be losing my kids all the time. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I can't help it. I'll be passionate about stuff out here. So let's see. But yeah, anyway, J-Chip, that's what I would tell myself. You got to just press record. Because you got to. Because like I said, you can sit there and watch YouTube tutorial after tutorial after tutorial. But if you never, you never put it into action, like, you're never going to get better. So let's see. A huge percentage of new viewers, even for channels that have like 200K subs, they have the same ratio. Absolutely. So, and it's really just like like I said, they get the same as far as percentages go. A lot of newer channels do get the same kind of exposure that bigger channels get. And if you don't believe me, look at your analytics and see how much, what your percentage of recommended is. You know what I mean? And you can look at each individual video and how many of those are returning viewers and how many of those are new viewers that watch that video. and you really, your content just has to be the content that hooks them. And like I said, there's channels that I watch that I'm not subscribed to, and it's a video and I like the video, but sometimes like I gotta watch a few videos of theirs and like it before I go ahead and subscribe. I do that all the time. So, you know, if you're not getting the conversion, like I said, just keep doing what you're doing and you'll get them eventually if they keep coming back. Because if they watch your video and they like it, even if they don't subscribe, the next time you put out a video, if it's in that same lane, then YouTube is more likely to recommend that video to them again. So then they'll see your new video and watch that, and they'll be like, man, you know what? Yeah, he's pretty solid, man. I watched a couple of videos. Let me go ahead and subscribe to him so I could keep track of him, or so I can go back later and look at some of his other videos, or whatever the case. And so that's how it happens. Like, that's the organic way how it happens. So see, I feel like making it subjective is, oh yeah, I already read that. Huge sentence, read that one. Yeah, that still sucks about the gimbal, man. It's tricky, man, buying freaking gear on Facebook Marketplace. Like, let's see, I learned I can use a felt blanket for my smooth movements. Yeah, I do that too with a bathroom towel, like on the table like this. I'll put the camera on the towel and then just drag the towel and like get that smooth pan or whatever the case. Like, I do that all the time. And like I said, I haven't been like this. I'm shooting on the Canon 90D. It doesn't have 5-axis in the sensor, but it does have a digital stabilization. And turning on the digital stabilization actually works really well. My M50 has digital IS as well. And so when you use that in conjunction, because Canon does put image stabilization in a lot of their lenses. So if you activate the digital IS and you switch on the stabilization in your lens, yeah, man, you can get some pretty smooth moves with that. And so it's to the point, like, I haven't really needed to learn how to use my gimbal because I've been getting by with that. Like I said, I'm shooting on a Sigma 18-35 lens, and this lens doesn't have stabilization built in. So that would be where I would pull out the gimbal and maybe fly this on the gimbal, because the digital stabilization I don't think would be enough for some things, especially like I said, if I was doing like if I got into doing real estate video and photography, I would definitely need to use the gimbal for that, because that also would allow me to move faster and still keep the footage smooth. So, man, you used to have Kudelka. That's like a $200 game. I remember that game. I never played it, but that was one of those games like I always wanted to try out and just never got around to it. So let's see. I'm not the best YouTuber, and your lighting tips have helped me, but more tweaking is needed. Yeah, absolutely. And same for myself too. It's interesting because I made a video that was titled "How to Shoot on Your Cell Phone," and I want to redo that. I want to reshoot that video because the examples that I gave when I started shooting on a cell phone, the footage looked like trash, and I've definitely shot better cell phone footage than that before. And the two things that messed it up was the mic that I was using. I was using the lavalier mic, and while filming that video, I accidentally, I don't know if you guys, I used to have my chest in here, my black, like, it's like a big treasure chest that I put like controllers and stuff in. I accidentally set that on the mic and broke it. And I thought that I had just broken the clip. And in fact, I actually broke something on the inside and messed up the speaker. And so when I filmed the sound was garbage on it. And so people was probably, Connor, what are you doing? What's up, buddy? Can I help you, sir? Oh, just all up in the camera. Nah, you can't just sit there. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the sound in that was really bad. And I don't want people to think that microphone, yeah, cat stream, exactly. He just took over the stream. So I don't want people to think that that microphone was trash. It's actually really good. Ken from Ken's Game Collection, he uses the same lavalier mic, and you can watch his videos for reference. The sound is really good, and for $20 or whatever it goes for, like, it's really good quality. So that was one thing. The other thing is right now I'm using my light, and I usually use my light at a 45-degree angle. And you can't really do that with a cell phone because cell phones have such terrible dynamic range, meaning that they have trouble showing the brightest part of the image and the darkest part of the image at the same time. Like, and because of that, like it'll show what's lit up and then everything in the shadows will look super digitally and pixelated and it looks really bad. And so I use that type of lighting setup when I shot on the phone. And so I should have put the light right behind the phone, right in front of me, and that would have lit it more even and it would have looked a lot better. So, and that's how I used to light when I used the cell phone, but I kind of forgot that since I've been shooting on mirrorless and DSLR cameras. So Cool Gamer 2030, let me acknowledge you. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. We're just, like I said, we're just talking about some things, talking about being a YouTuber out here. So yeah, I don't know what Connor was doing, but I got my stream back, so thankfully. But yeah, man, I appreciate all of you guys coming out tonight. I'm glad this stream like shaped up because it was looking really rough when I first started. Let's see. It's true. If you watch my Call of Duty unboxing, the dark areas are full of noise. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, it's just an issue with dynamic ranging, but that's because I was trying to do the cinematic lighting that I normally like to do in my videos. And like I said, and that's something that I'm still practicing. I still don't have it down 100%. But yeah, you just can't do that on the cell phone. With the cell phone, you got to do the traditional, like right behind you, pointing right at your face. Of course, if you're using like window light, if you're using like natural lighting, it's fine. And it looks really good. And your footage looks really good like that. But yeah, it's just because like, and even this 90D, it only has 2 stops of dynamic range. That's really not good at all. But it definitely, because the sensor is much bigger, then it definitely does much better than the phones do. So like I said, I would love to reshoot that video and just I would have everything else the same, except I would reshoot that segment and give y'all like a better example of shooting on the cell phone. Because like even in some of my earlier YouTube videos, like they look better than what was in that. That was crap. So playing myself. So I probably have people watch that video like, this motherfucker, he don't know what he talking about. But I promise I do. It was just, that was a bad example. But yeah, absolutely. Like I said, cell phones are really good. Like you can get some really good image out of the cell phone. And it's just for me, like, because like, again, because I know what I like to shoot and what I like to do as far as content creating, the cell phone is, outside of the scope for most things. That being said, I take way better pictures with my cell phone now because I know how to take pictures now. And that wasn't really because I got a new cell phone. That was just because like I know how to, I use my framing and composition and all of that good stuff. And so, yeah, interesting stuff for sure. And PicFlip was one of the other channels I was trying to remember earlier, guys. PicFlip and Ploopachoop. They were 2 of the other channels I was talking about, the smaller channels that you guys should watch. So yeah, PicFlip, Ploopachoop, Generation Pixel, Backpack Games, Brew United, definitely 5. Those are the 5 that I'm probably going to talk about because I want to do a dedicated video to that. So yeah, definitely check those guys out if you haven't done so already. But yeah, anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns, threats? Let's see. PicFlip says, not buying games hard as well. I'm only trying to save for Persona Revelations, but someone just threw at me some new gems for a good deal. Hard decisions for sure, man. Yeah, Persona, I haven't even heard of that. Persona Revelations? Have not heard of that. What is that about? I saw Persona Strikers just came out, and I definitely need to get that before it disappears. Because I got Persona Arena Ultimax on the PlayStation 3, and that game is shooting up in price now. And the Persona, they got some really good spin-off games. Like it's funny because the spin-off games is what really got me in the Persona series. I always like knew about the Persona series, but by the time I was like interested in it, like I wasn't in the phase, especially like my traditional Japanese RPG phase. I really wasn't, dealing with that. I've been slowly coming back and getting interested in traditional RPGs again. Like I said, I had Persona 3 and 4, and I haven't played those mainly just because like I haven't been in the mood to play a game like that. Let's see, PS1 game I think of Pokemon with demons. The thing disappeared. Come back. PS1 game. Oh, okay. Thinking Pokemon with demons and RPG. It's about 500 now. Oh, okay. Persona Revelations was like the first one. Okay. So yeah, Cool Gamer says newer phones have better cameras now and focusing for sure, for sure. And they got a lot of software that helps with dynamic range, especially outside. But that's mainly for managing the highlights. Like they really don't have anything to help you bring back the shadows or the dark parts. So highlights and midtones, the iPhones and stuff, like the iPhone 11, like seeing that outside and just seeing the things it's doing with dynamic range, like it's software, but it looks really good. But again, you can't really shoot in dark areas with it because there really isn't software to lift the shadows because like you can't, because when you get digital noise when you try to artificially add light. And the fact is like the camera sensors are too small to take in enough light to allow you to lift those shadows. So that's what it is. Let's see. Hope PS2 games don't go up for a while because I need to buy a part in new games. Yeah, man. PS2 games are starting to go up in price. Select games are definitely starting to go up in price. And it's some random ones like that Rumble Roses game. That game shot up in price recently because that game had been like an $8 game, $10 game for years. And it's randomly just like a $40 game now. There's some other ones I can't think of them off the top of my head. Budget Gaming, Ian, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I'm at the 2-hour mark now, so I'm probably actually going to end this stream soon. Oh crap, it's 11 o'clock too, and tomorrow's a school day, so I still got to take a shower. I got to do some laundry and go to bed. I got to get ready because it's conferences and report cards have to go out this week, so I had to help with my teachers and make sure we got all the grades plugged in by Thursday. So, oh snap! I picked up Rumble Roses last year for cheap. Yeah, Rumble Roses is expensive now. Like a complete copy of it is like 40 to $50. And I'm like, since when? Like, I don't even think the game is that great. No spring break. Spring break is next week. So they changed it this year. Yeah, so we go through this week, and then the following Monday starts spring break, which is fantastic because hopefully I got that stimmy by then because I do want to buy some games with that and go to my favorite video game store, which is Game Nut in Lawrence, Kansas. My girl is from Lawrence, so when we got free time, we always take a trip out there. We eat and drink beer at Free State. Well, she drinks beer. I don't drink, but I watch her drink beer, and then I drive her around after she's had too much. But so great food out there and just a really good atmosphere. You might have somebody call you the N-word every now and then, but other than that, I love Lawrence, Kansas. For my school, I have spring break now. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, and usually we would get it like around this time. Like actually, we would be going to spring break like right now because we usually have spring break like the third week. Hey, boy 12 is in the house. What's going on? Yo, back at you. We are live. We out here. I feel bad because Joe Casey, the professor, he's always telling me, man, you got to let me know when you do them live streams. And be like, hey, boy, you got to holler at your dog. You know what I mean? When you do them live streams. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know. But this one was totally impromptu. Like I said, I was kind of feeling like down in the dumps because I haven't been creating anything. And I'm just like, man, I just got to get back on, man. And I wanted to shoot something. I actually did shoot a video today, but then I was like, man, edit it and do all that. Like it's going to be Tuesday before it goes up. It's like, man, I got to get something out today. So I want to talk to y'all today. And like I said, I didn't really do a post-mortem on the Backlog February thing to tell you guys how that all went. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like taking a month off from buying games, it wasn't that bad as long as you stay away from the game stores. You know what I mean? If you torture yourself and you go in there just to hang out, just to see what they got, then you'll see something that you want. It's like, dang, I can't get it. Like I said, I just randomly walked into that game store and my homeboy in there is like, hey, aren't you not buying games this month? And I'm like, oh, crap, that's right. So I bought some anime instead. So anime was still free. So Let's see. Bud, you have recommended a light, the Yongnuo. I'm having issues as to where to put it. I have other light sources for my white light, but how do I get that nice color lighting without being overshadowed? So without being a shadow, like so, like how I have it right now, it's right behind me. So for me, one of the things is to put distance. So for me to do it, and sometimes I still cast shadows, especially when I use it on that wall because I got all those big brown shelves, and the shelves themselves are just going to cast shadows. So the best way to do it is to light your background. So I got this light here. I put it. It's maybe like 20% right now, and so the goal is to get it as close to your face as possible. So to get it close to your face, and depending on what you're shooting in as far as your white balance. So white balance plays a part in this. I usually shoot at about 4,700 Kelvin. And a lot of lights will have that, the setting where you can dial in your settings. Your phone will have this too if you're shooting on your phone in manual. My camera, I set the white balance to 4,700 Kelvin, and then I match it on that phone, and that helps with the white balance. So I'll turn it to 47 Kelvin at the lowest setting that it can go, and then bring it in close to my face. So that's the first part. So with the key light, your white light, you bring that as close to your face as you can without it looking super like blown out and harsh, right? So you do that, and then getting as much distance as you can, like that. I can barely touch my Yongnuo from here. So there's about 3 feet from the light, and then about 5 feet from the wall behind me. So you get that distance, right? So the background, this is its own lighting scene right here. Since I have this at the lowest setting and close to my face, this light isn't really affecting that light. So it's doing its own thing back there. So on a flat surface, like just using this wall, that really helps with the shadow. So I'm not really casting like, big shadows and stuff. And if you're not casting shadows, then you're not going to see that digital noise if you have a cheaper camera like mine that doesn't have good dynamic range. So you're not seeing that digital noise and stuff in your shots. Let me see if I can show an example here. So and honestly, I only really started to click with me recently. What I was doing is I would actually use this light and I would turn it up higher, and then I would crank down the ISO, which even right now, I still got my ISO at like 400. And so I would turn up the brightness or turn down the brightness on my camera as low as I could and just blare my light as high as I could. And I would keep it, a good distance away from me. But now I turn the light down low and bring the light close to me. At this setting, I can't really bring it close to me, but lately I've been having it close enough to where I can touch the light. So I have it close to me, and so that just lights me and has me in my immediate vicinity lit up, but the light is weak enough because I got it on the low setting that it doesn't affect the background. So I independently light up my background independent of what I've got going on in the foreground. And so that definitely helps when managing and casting your shadows. So I'm trying to see if actually my latest video is another example of that. And so I'm going to play it real fast just so you can see what it looks like here. So, okay, I've got it up. Let me share now real quick. Okay, so what you're seeing now is an example of it. Let me go back a little bit so no B-roll pops up. But oh, this is good actually. So what you're seeing now is an example of it. I'm using my my ring light. I've got it super close. Now in this shot, it's close enough that I can touch it with my hand, but I've got the Kelvin on it matching my camera, and then I turned it down as low as I can and just brought it in super close to my face. So it's close to my face. It's going to light me, but it's not going to like blow me out and have it like super bright on my face. Right. And then like right here, that wall, I'm actually in this scene, I'm actually pushed forward closer to the back wall. So that wall in this table is actually further away than it is to me right now. So like I said, I'm independently lighting that scene, and you can see it. The Youngyo light wand is right. See it? Like you can see it there. The Youngyo, as I tilt my head, the light wand is right behind my head, but the light wand in that shot is like 8 feet away from me. So being that far away, and like I said, it's casting shadows. You can look and see them, but the shadows aren't bad, and they're far enough away that they're not affecting what's going on in the foreground. So sometimes it can't be helped. Like I said, again, when I shoot against my my game cabinets, or what do you call them, shelves, my gaming shelves, when I shoot against those, you'll see it also. They cast shadows just because, you know, of the objects they are. And that's something that I definitely have to watch out for. But lighting it in this fashion has definitely helped the way the video looks. And like I said, I'm lit up, but the background is kind of dark, but also lit up. And so it's basically, I just got two different lighting setups in the foreground, one in the foreground and one in the background. Whereas before I was kind of incorporating everything kind of in the same shot, but I've got it to now to where it's separated and doing its own thing. So I hope that helps managing your shadows with that. So I'm sorry I went off on a tangent. Let's see what I missed. Oh, let me stop sharing. Okay, so what did I miss? Phones, I saw that. Budget Gaming says, I love driving to Lawrence, but I'm gonna look at a different way if there's a ton of races there. Wait, how close are you to Lawrence, Kansas, Ian? Because weren't you in Texas, and now where are you at now? And I wouldn't say there's a bunch of races in Lawrence. Lawrence is honestly, I mean, Kansas itself is a pretty like white conservative state, but Lawrence is pretty liberal. So the Lawrence to see itself is pretty liberal, but you know, they're just out there. And especially, like, not to get into politics, but considering the last 4 or 5 years, like the races have been more comfortable with being out in the open and being racist. So that's what it is. Like, I wouldn't say Lawrence, for instance, is worse than here in Wichita, for instance, you know. Cool Gamer. Yeah, I know who you are, man. Oh, so you moved away. Okay. I didn't realize you moved. I thought you were okay. That nice color lighting about overshadow. So anyway, like I said, as far as the color, then you know, you just cast the color you want, but that's the goal. And like I said, I don't know what you have for your setup. I don't know if you have enough space, PicFlip, like in your studio space to get distance, but that's like my suggestion. Try to get as much distance and try to light the background independent from what you're doing in the foreground. I'll go look at your channel, and because honestly, I haven't looked at your channel in a while, so I'm glad you're here. And so that, guys, hello, can I help you, sir? So yeah, just a tip, guys, like if you watch each other's videos, just try to make sure you comment as much as possible. Because, man, like me right now, I'm subscribed to like 250 channels, and I don't watch them all, like, because I don't have time. So I'll be forgetting about y'all, and I apologize for that. But every now and then, like somebody like Ken's Games Collection, like he hit me up, commented on one of my videos, and like, oh snaps, like I forgot about that going on. I have a video out there, and I watched he put out his game room tour, which was the video I had been looking for. I hadn't even known he had dropped it, and so I ended up binge watching him for like half a day off of that. So, and I know people do it to me too. If I comment on somebody, I'll be like, oh, hey, what's going on? And then I'll see that they comment on some of my videos, and I know like, oh yeah, so I have to catch up. So it's always good to drop in and say, even if you just say, oh, hello, like just a reminder. So I'll definitely go and look at your channel, and we'll see what we got. Actually, I might pull it up here in a second. Let me see what else everybody else is saying. I don't have any mom and pop shops out here. Oh, you live in Durham, North Carolina? Just GameStop and department stores. That's unfortunate. There's a novelty store out here that sells geek stuff like tabletop RPGs and comic books, but no video games. I finished 10 games in February. Nice. Awesome. We'll give that a shot. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I hope that works. Like I said, I'll pull you up in a second and look and see what's going on. Hey, man, finally catching a live. Yeah, Backpack Games. I was just talking about your video earlier, and you guys so I was telling you guys to nominate Generation Pixel, okay, for YouTuber of the Month. Yeah, Kona, what are you doing, bro? Besides messing up my stream, thank you. Like, I'm not giving him any attention. He's salty too, ain't you? I'm sorry, man. But yeah, I was just telling the chat about your video that I saw earlier today, and that's how I saw that Generation Pixel had actually been nominated. So, yeah, dude, the cat man Kona, he's a menace, man. I don't like I said, he's starving for attention because I haven't held him enough today. And I was running around today, running errands and stuff. So yeah, he mad. But let's see. Good tips. Need to get an adjustable light fixture for my white light balance, young girl light. I like that look. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I was living in Texas, but would drive there like 5 or 6 times a year. Oh, for real? Do you have you got people in Lawrence, or you got friends and family, or what? Or would you just drive there to go to the Game Nut stores? Because the Game Nut stores are fantastic. Like, they have 2 in Lawrence, and both of them have a fantastic selection of games. Like, they got like Dreamcast games on deck, and like most store, like you can't find Dreamcast games, and they just be having them there. They just be having Dreamcast games. They just be having Vita games and PSP games. Like, yeah, I went there last time I went there, man. I had some money. I had a couple $100, and I dropped like $200. Like, I grabbed a lot of stuff. Like, so yeah, for sure. Like I said, yeah, if I go there with that stimmy, I don't want to do that though, because like I said, I don't have really any plans to spend for the stimulus check. I was just gonna just throw it in my account, just let it sit in my savings account. I do want to buy an Atomos Ninja, which is it's a monitor. It's a monitor that goes on your camera, but it also is a recorder too. So it lets me record in resolutions that my camera can't shoot normally out of the body. Hey, man, I did it again. I was just talking about Ken's Games Collection. Then he popped up in the stream. I just summoned him again. That was dope. And like I said, I was talking about Backpack Games and then summoned them. I got powers out here, y'all. It's dope. Special powers. My office doesn't have the distance space, so it will be a challenge for sure. But yes, I appreciate checking the channel out, Generation Pixel. Cool, I'll check you out. For sure, man. Check out Generation Pixel. That's my guy right there. Cat bombs are always welcome on screen, for sure. How much space between your desk and your background? Me? Right now, as it is, like between my desk and my background, probably about 5 feet. 5 feet. I usually, when I shoot, like on the lightsaber video that I was just shooting, I would sit in a chair and shoot in front of the table, and then I got like 8 to 10 feet between me and the background. So the separation works really well. So like I said, the more you can separate the background from the foreground, the better results you'll get, like especially for the lighting. And like I said, just light. I can't remember. I was watching a YouTube video, and that's where I got that game from. So I think it was D4 or somebody put me onto that. I can't remember who told me about that, but I don't even think they were talking about that specifically. They just said something that made the light bulb go off. And like, man, I'm trying to light this thing as one scene, but I should light the foreground and background like separately, like more contained, and then they'll just exist together but separately. And so that's what I did. So let's see. Yeah, man, Ken in the house, man. Did I just hear you say Dreamcast games? Yeah, man, the store, like I said, it's about 2.5 hours from where I live, but definitely worth the drive. It's probably like a good 2 hours. Probably not quite 2.5, but it's a good drive though. It's an easy drive too. It's just like all straight in one direction, like on the highway. So it's not hard to get to. It's a nice little drive. We go through the Flint Hills, which is fantastic country out there. Actually, I want to shoot. One of my goals this year is to shoot a short film, and it's going to be Star Wars themed, where I'm kind of like a Jedi, like a survivor of Order 66. There's another YouTuber on YouTube, a guy named Daewon Gray, and he used to review Ultra Sabers lightsabers, and he would kind of have like a little storyline in his review videos. And so this was born of me wanting to respond to his video. And like he's like this rogue Jedi who's like on the run and stuff like that. And so in my video, I want to be like a rogue Jedi who's like chasing him, like who's one of the people who are after him or like trying to get a hold of him. So the Flint Hills, like the country out there is a fantastic countryside. We have a castle east of us, like an hour and a half east of like ruins of a castle that a guy built who was trying to find like the lost city of El Dorado. And so the terrain out there, it looks like the ruins of like, it reminded me of actually Knights of the Old Republic, where you go to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave on Dantooine. And so it reminded me of that. And so like, yeah, so I wanted to shoot that. But anyway, Flint Hills just got me thinking that's one of the locations I'm going to shoot at when I do that. And I might want to get a drone for that to shoot overhead. But yeah, Ken, I was talking about Lawrence, the city that's like a couple of hours away from me. They have these 2 retro game stores that have a fantastic selection of like Dreamcast games and like PlayStation Vita games and PlayStation Portable games, like just the consoles that I'm looking for that I really can't find here in town. So I'm definitely going to get some money and shoot out there. And we're going to shoot out there anyway for my girl's birthday at the end of the month. So actually her birthday is day after tomorrow, but we're going to shoot out there to celebrate it during spring break. So it's a lightsaber is a level 50 summoner confirmed. I send Generation Pixel a sub and I hit the bell. Facts, man. I appreciate that, J Chip. Definitely. I definitely dig the way your videos are shot. It has a way of pulling you in. I appreciate that. The people I follow, like, you know, I'm huge fans of like filmmakers and photographers like Peter McKinnon and all those guys. I basically want to shoot my videos to have the aesthetic. Like if Peter McKinnon or somebody like that, if they were doing a video about video games, how would it look? And so that's the look I'm kind of going for. Yeah, see your intro, although brief, is a really nice touch to it. Kind of has a cathartic feeling to it. Yeah, my intro used to be much longer, so I definitely shortened it. I didn't want it more. I was trying to get it down to 10 seconds. I think right now my intro is a 14-second intro, and that's okay. If I could get it a little shorter, I would, but the music that I have queued to it, the way that I have it set up, because I think it's like 8 measures long. The music, it's 14 seconds. You know, if it were maybe in a different time signature, I could get it down to, but I can't get it down to 10 seconds and have it sound right. So impossible finding any Dreamcast games here in my hometown. All the good ones are gone now. Yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, they're so hard to find. VGL is in the house, video game lover. What's going on, boss? Dude, that sounds so cool. For sure, man. Yeah, Lawrence I might have to vlog while I'm out there and maybe make a video while I'm out there to kind of capture that, and I'll put it on the YouTube channel so you guys can see it. Or maybe I'll just capture some footage and then I'll do a live stream and then I'll share it and show you guys some footage from it. But yeah, Lawrence is dope, and both of those game stores are fantastic. They also have a Hot Topic out there, and the Hot Topic is fantastic too. It's like its own building. It's like 2 stories high, and so like the Hot Topic there is epic, like compared to the little crappy ones we have here in our mall. So yeah, the only lightsabers I've ever owned are the ones at Walmart. And I even had Darth Maul's lightsaber, but that one broke in half. Yeah, the blades are just like some kind of plastic, like they are not meant for dueling at all. But like I said, the blades for my sabers are made of polycarbonate, which is basically like the same stuff that's in your glasses. So they're actually pretty sturdy, and they're just a thick polycarbonate. So you can clash them, and for the most part, it's good to go. I might need to hop over to Lawrence. Yeah, Andre, I think you might be closer to Lawrence than I am, being up in KC. So yeah, you definitely should shoot out there. My homeboy Slumpenstein, he's out in Kansas City. He said there was some good game stores out there, but I told him I'll have to shoot out there. He have to show me. So you're in. Well, I don't want to put you out there, but you're in the Kansas City area. Like I said, if you know some game stores, when I come hit you up this summer, because I do want to shoot out there this summer, because my brother, he lives in Stockton, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go hit you and my brother Marcus up, and so y'all gonna have to show me the game stores while we out there for sure, for sure. Oh, Ken, you're on holidays? Man, I'm waiting. If I can get through this weekend, honestly, this week isn't gonna be tough. Like I said, we're going through. We got Monday and Tuesday, and then I think Wednesday and Thursday are half days because of conferences. Gameco is a good one in Kansas City. Okay, that's the one I think Slumpenstein. That was one of the ones he mentioned was Gameco, and there was one that I visited. It was a retro store, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it was in that area. It was either in Merriam or Overland Park, and I can't remember which city. But Merriam and Overland Park are like 15 minutes apart from each other. And there was a little vintage store there. I want to say it was in Merriam because uh, we were up there. I think we went to the IKEA because we went to the IKEA store that's in Merriam, Kansas, and so I think we were in Merriam. But there was a vintage store there that was nearby. They had some really dope stuff there too. They had a really good selection of Famicom and Super Famicom games. They even had some Famicom Disk System games, and so that was really cool checking that spot out. Speaking of malls, the ones near you still on life support? Yeah, actually, our Town East Mall is cool. Town West, man, it's not long for this world out here. And I should vlog in Town West Mall. The Town West Mall has a vintage stock in there. Actually, I'm going to go there tomorrow because Vintage Stock just sent me an email said they got a buy two get one free sale going on all this week. So definitely going to hit them up. But so maybe I'll take my camera and show y'all that mall because it's a pitiful mall. It's like a one-story like level mall. It literally looks like a mall that's like straight out the 80s, like out of an 80s movie. Like it's crazy. But like no stores are open in that mall. It's like maybe 15 stores in that entire mall, if that. Everything else is closed. And the pandemic did a number on it too. So a lot of those stores haven't come back. And I don't think a lot of those stores are coming back. So I don't think Town West will be open for another year, but Town East is still pretty solid though, and it gets plenty of traffic, so I don't think it's going anywhere. Let's see. Ah, Kona again. What? And see, he likes rubbing against my mic too. Get away. Go. I'm trying to see what they wrote to me. Come here. Because if I hold you, then you'll want to run away. Again says it would be great if you shoot footage of those retro stores, as we do not have that many here in Australia, which is surprising to me. I thought that you guys would have all of the stuff out there, especially given your close proximity to Japan. Like I felt like y'all would have like all the stuff out there, so that's surprising. Uh, Town West has always been trash. It has. But like I said, the vintage stock in there, that's the only reason why I even go. And back then, back in the day, Game Exchange was right down the street. So I would hit up Game Exchange and then go see what was popping in that mall, but nothing was ever popping in that mall. What do we used to do back then? We used to do the laser golf or whatever it was called, laser mini golf or whatever. We used to do that, me and some homies back in the day. But let's see. J Chip says, "What is the holy grail game in my collection?" I don't know. I honestly, because of what I collect, so I don't collect anything that's I don't collect any like Nintendo or Super Nintendo. I don't collect any 16-bit stuff. So I don't really have like any of those like crazy holy grail like inbox games because I collect for newer systems. Like a lot of the games that I collect for hasn't shot up in price yet. Let's see. If I had to pick, I think, let me see. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I think the heaviest hitter that I have in my entire collection is probably Blood Will Tell on the PlayStation 2. And this is a super clean copy. I've had this in my collection for like 15 years. Like I got this at I think it was EB Games. I think it was before GameStop took EB Games over, but I've had this in my collection since then. I got it from EB Games. I think it was like $8.99 or something crazy like that. And it was new when I bought it too. Because I remember that because I broke the seal on this like years and years ago. So it's a super clean copy and complete and all that stuff. And so Blood Will Tell this game is like $300 now or something like that. Something crazy like that. But yeah, I think that's like the most expensive game in my collection. I've got some decent heavy hitters on the PlayStation 1, like Castlevania and stuff. My GameCube collection is small, but my GameCube collection is pretty killer. I got like Metal Gear Solid on there. I got, what is the Eternal Darkness? Is that what it's called? Something like that. PN number 9 or number 3, whatever it's called. That's a really good one that's going up in price. Mario Sunshine. Smash Brothers Melee. So I got some good ones on the GameCube, but not that many GameCube games. You've seen the anime based on that game? Yeah, Dororo is the name of the anime. I probably said that wrong, but it was made by the same guy, Tezuka, what's his name? Is it on the front cover? Yeah, it is. Tezuka Osamu. Yeah. Tezuka Osamu's Dororo. And he was actually the same guy that invented Astro Boy, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, he's an OG in the game. And I never saw the anime that this is based on, but yeah. Wait, MC Murr's in the house? Oh, he snuck in on me. I didn't even see that, homie. What's up, man? MC Murr, fantastic channel. He's a master of, the buy and flip. So he's one of those guys that has an entire video game collection that he really didn't pay for because he will get a lot of games, buy them in bulk and then resell them and get all his money back and then use the extra money that he got from that to buy more games and do it all over again. He's really fantastic at that. So all of y'all watching Retro Rick and y'all simping for Retro Rick, but MC Murr is the real deal out here, okay? I like Retro Rick too. He's cool. Like I'm not sub to him, but I've seen a couple of his videos and he's cool. But MC Murr, he just put the sauce on it. So let's see. My copy of Blood Will Tell. Yeah, that sucks. Mysteriously disappeared when you were moving. That's all bad. And it sucks because that's not a game you can even get anymore. I did have a Haunting Ground. I had Rule of Rose too. I had Haunting Ground, Rule of Rose, and Kuwan. I bought Kuwan and then at GameStop years ago, and then I traded it back in before the 7 days was up because I didn't really like it. Rule of Rose was the same thing. I kept it for a while, and then I traded it in, and then I went back to buy it, and then that's when I found out that the game had shot up in price. And Haunting Ground I had until recently. I actually reviewed Haunting Ground last year for Halloween, and I actually sold it to a buddy of mine here in town so I could buy my Canon M50. So I sold that game to upgrade my camera equipment. So that's why I need a Patreon or something so I can use that money. But it's all good. Like I said, I really those are the big three, right? Like survival horror games on the PS2, they're like super expensive. Echo Knight is expensive now, and that's like a $200 game now. But outside of Echo Knight and like the what am I trying to say? The Fatal Frame series, it's like Kuwan, Rule of Rose, and Haunting Ground. Kuwan and Rule of Rose are not good games to play. They look fantastic and they have some great storylines, some great atmospheres. They're not great games though. And they're just not. Like the combat in those games are trash. Haunting Ground is actually pretty good. Gameplay wise, it's not combat heavy, but it's one of those games where you really just have to run and hide. She befriends the dog, and if you got a strong relationship with the dog, then the dog will actually attack enemies for you. And I think she has like a little kick or something she can do that's not really a big deal. But out of those games, Haunting Ground was my favorite of the three, and the only one that I think is really playable of those three. That's just my opinion, but I just don't think the other two were that good. Both of them, Rule of Rose and Kuwan. Rule of Rose especially is like one of the best looking games on the PlayStation though. The graphics on it are fantastic, and the storyline, like I said, it gets a little deep, especially because these are minors. These are young girls that some of these things are happening to, and it alludes to things like, types of abuse and assault and stuff that's, that wasn't even going to get it released in America, and Atlas picked it up and released it at the last minute. So it was never released in large quantities here. So that was a game that was always going to be rare and expensive. But again, people are trying to sell that game for like $900, and I'm not paying that. So like I said, I will buy that years from now when the price goes down, when the bubble bursts for, 6th generation games. Yeah, MC Mur has some of the best commentary. Yeah, funny dude. Like, yeah, I love just hearing MC Mur talk. Like, yeah, he be on it, man. He's the truth out here. I missed a whole bunch of so that's my bad. Let me catch up here. Yeah, you said it right. Okay, cool. So I wasn't sure if I pronounced that right. Although it's not the most expensive, I'll never get rid of Metal Gear Solid Collection on PlayStation 3. Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid Collection on PS3, and I feel like that'll be expensive one day. It depends on if they ever remaster those games again. If they don't, when people really start collecting for PlayStation 3, that one's going to shoot up in price for sure. Like that one's going to be crazy expensive because it's the only remaster of Peace Walker, right? Peace Walker was a PSP exclusive, and it's fine. It plays well on the PSP, but I mean the version to get is that. Well, I guess the collection came out on Xbox 360 as well, but I feel like the PS3 version is going to be the more expensive of the two. Mainly just because they got all 3 games on one Blu-ray and all of that, and I think it's just the better plan. Simply because I grew up playing Metal Gear Solid on the Sony consoles, so I think just the controls and everything just play right, like they just play like they're supposed to. So I picked those as the definitely as the definitive versions of that. Love the GameCube. Sunshine, my favorite Mario game. Yeah, Sunshine, I was pleasantly surprised by Super Mario Sunshine. It's weird, man. I got this weird thing about Nintendo. Yo, like I don't like Nintendo. That there's something about Nintendo that I just don't like. But I do like Nintendo. Like I'll get their games and I'll play the games and it's dope. But something about Nintendo that I just don't like. And I think part of it has to do with some of the content creators on YouTube, like around Nintendo, like Switch YouTubers. Like I'm not a huge fan of Switch YouTubers. I'm not like. Some of them I find to be like extremely annoying and childish. Like they still want to like try to act like they kids or whatever. Like some of them are just really weird. I don't know, but something about Nintendo, and I think that has to do with like the fan base and the people that's around it. Something about them, like I don't know. It's just like it's weird to me. And like I said, I discovered the PlayStation. We got our first PlayStation in 1998. At Christmas of 98. So what was I? I was like 12 years old then, 12, 13. So I was in my formative years. And so I was done with Nintendo. Like the big boys, the big kids played Sony and like the cool kids played Sony. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really tell you what the saying was because it's some bad words, but the real ones, we was on there playing Madden or whatever the case. Game Day, NFL Game Day. That series isn't around anymore. RIP. NFL Game Day. But yeah, like it's a weird thing I got with Nintendo. Like I like them, but I don't. Like they're definitely my least favorite of all video game developers right now. And like I said, I don't know why, because it's not like their games are trash and not like their systems are not fun to play, but I don't know. Let's see. He said, I appreciate that. I aim to please. Facts. Vander Holyfield is also read the real deal. For sure. Let's see. Holy Grail is a long box version of Resident Evil 1. Oh, okay. Not because of most but Resident Evil is my favorite franchise, so it's sentimental to me. For sure. Resident Evil, man, changed the game when it came out. Let's see. People love giving From Software credit for Dark Souls and such, but forget about their back catalog. Yeah, man, freaking From Software is a fantastic developer. Like all I hear about is Dark Souls, but you're right. Like the same people that talk about Dark Souls, they don't know anything about Armored Core, Utagi, Kawan, which I mentioned earlier. Yeah, FromSoft been in the game for sure, dude. FromSoft. Actually, I want to do an Xbox hidden. One of my favorite. Hold on, let me show you this game here. So 2 Xbox 360 games. So you mentioned Armored Core. This is my favorite Armored Core game, I think, to date. Armored Core 4 Answer on the Xbox 360. You got to get the 360 version. The PlayStation 3 version is trash. Like it is not optimized at all. This is a fantastic Armored Core game. I have all of them on the PS2, I think, except Armored Core Another Age. I think that's the only one I'm missing right now. But yeah, I've got love the Armored Core series. And there was a Lineman 13, I think, was the subscriber. He's one of the Legion. He wanted me to talk more about mech games, and I think Armored Core in particular. So Lineman 13, if you ever see this, I'm definitely going to go back and talk about them because I've been collecting them. That game and this one I did talk about years ago, Ninja Blade. Like Ninja Blade is a fantastic game. This was actually called Utagi 3 in development. But they started developing the game and the game just kind of took a different turn. It plays a lot like the Ninja Gaiden games on on the 360 and PS3. And so that's what it plays, like a modern Ninja Gaiden game. And so it doesn't really play like the Utagi games at all. And plus the setting is not in ancient Japan, it's in like modern Japan and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, From Software is such an underrated development or underrated developer. Because like I said, they got the Soul series, but that's hardly their only trick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they've been around putting out good stuff. I played Obscure the Aftermath. Never could find the original. Yep, Obscure is extremely expensive, the first one. And those games are cool. Like you can play Obscure. I don't know about the first one, but Aftermath, definitely you can play that one co-op, which is cool. As me and my brother played that once back in the day, and I have it. And I started a game one day where I played with him, and we just never got back into it. But yeah, it was fun though. What we played. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate that for sure. Peace Walker on the 360, but doesn't have MGS4. Right. Okay. Yeah. Grown man kids. Yeah. The Switch YouTubers, they're weird, man. And I'm sorry, like if y'all like them, like, and I'm not, it's just not for me. Like RGT 85 and like some of those other guys, Wood Hawker, like they some weirdos, man, like for real. And I feel like, I don't know, they're just weird about it. Like I know, especially Wood, he gets a lot of hate for e-begging and things like that. And for the most, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, but he definitely does. Like, you know, especially like the one thing that he does get called out on is when people send him stuff and he's like, guys, stop sending me stuff, knowing that people are going to continue to send him stuff. Because, you know, people will ask him like, oh, if you really don't want people to send you stuff, like just get rid of your P.O. box. But he won't do that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, his channel is full of children, and that's weird to me. I don't know. Let's see, I'm going to get my girls to bed. If you're still on when I get back, I'll see you then. If not, have a great night. I appreciate it, Waves and Games. Now, I'm probably going to get out of here in a couple of minutes. I'll probably go ahead and go till midnight since we're close to midnight anyway. But yeah, I got to get to bed myself because I got to get up at 6 to go to work. Nintendo is like Disney. They only try to appear to family friendly, but are cutthroat on the business side. Yeah, man, that's what it is, right? Like Nintendo's business practices are terrible. And the things like that they're suffering from, they are just now getting like better third-party support with the Nintendo Switch. I assume just because the machine is so popular. But before that, like for a long time, like there was a lot of companies that just stopped messing with Nintendo because Nintendo was trying to do people dirty. Like, you know, a lot of like, especially in the days of the N64, like a lot of developers jumped ship. And, you know, people talk, and the M64, it was a cool system, but if it wasn't for Rare, for the developer Rare, if they had jumped ship with everybody else, the 64 would have been absolute trash. Like, it would have had a couple of games, you know, because you have the Nintendo first-party games. But if it wasn't for Rare, man, the N64 would have been trash. And that's a hill I'm going to die on. Like, you know, like Nintendo burned a lot of bridges with people, and it's just really now starting to rekindle some of those old relationships and get people developing for them again. But yeah, people was not messing with Nintendo for a long time. No problem, boss YouTubers yourself. Lightsaber Samurai inspired my channel. Wait, I inspired your channel? That's fantastic, man. I didn't know that. Yeah, man, that's high praise, man. I did not know that. That's crazy to hear that I actually inspired somebody. I know Joe Casey, he said the same thing that I was the one that made him want to make videos. And that's, man, that's crazy because like I'm still trying to figure this YouTube thing out myself and still, you know, so yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. I hear good things about Utagi. Yeah, man, Utagi is a must play. If you have an Xbox, Utagi and then its sequel, Utagi 2 Immortal Warriors. I have Utagi 2, but I have it in a generic case. That's one of the few generic case games in my collection that I'm sad for because Utagi 2, I wanted to buy it just to replace it, but Utagi 2 is getting expensive, so I need to do it fast if I'm going to do it. But yeah, I think both of them now are kind of hovering around the $40 mark, but they're worth it. They're definitely worth, you know, new price because they're fun games, super fun. If you like hack and slash games, that's where it's at. The port begging needs to stop. Switch can't run anything but freaking Mario. Yeah, for sure, man. Like Switch is like, I don't know, like, yeah, I just don't like Nintendo. Like I said, I do, but I don't. It's weird. Like I said, I got some good Wii games. I found a bunch of really good Wii games, so I want to do some hidden gems videos on the Nintendo Wii because I got some really good games that you guys need to play or at least check out if you're even halfway interested in the Wii. And like I said, they all play really well on the Wii U, and I think they look better and run a little better on the Wii U as well. So that's how I would suggest playing them. But yeah, too much hype around the Switch Pro. They stretched that rumor way too much. Yeah, they did. They slowly leaked information and this and that to build the hype. I like I said, I don't care. I don't care. I don't even have a Switch yet. Like, so I'll probably get one eventually, you know. But you know, again, especially for those would get the Switch for the exclusives, you know, but I'm not playing third party games on the Switch because I got the PS4 and Xbox One for that. I don't even really invest in my Xbox One anymore. The Xbox One is a good system, but yeah, I got like 25 games for it and just stopped buying games. I've been collecting for 8th generation, but it's all been PS4. Like, so I don't know. Yeah, Woodhawker seems like a cool guy, but I agree I can't watch his content. Yeah, man, it's weird. Like I said, there was that dude, that weirdo that was coming at him a few years ago and was talking crazy about like his wife and saying sexual stuff about his wife. And then Hood Walker, he got, or Woodhawker, he got on, was crying, like literally crying about it and was like all distraught. And like, dude, like that could never be me. That could never be me. Like, you are not going to say some crazy stuff like that about my wife and catch me crying after that. Like, nah, like, y'all say something about, like, you say something crazy about my girl, like, we got to scrap when I see you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We going to have a talk. If I ever don't let me catch you at a convention or something. Like, nah, yeah, that, my energy would have been way different. But that's, I saw that and I'm like, man, that's messed up. And, this dude was one of the anti-e-beggars. And, despite like any issues I might have with Wood is serious about his craft. He runs a fantastic channel. His content is good for his audience. I'm just not his audience. I'm not his target audience, and that's fine. But the thing I hate about, especially like the anti-e-begging community, is like you'll get these anti-e-beggars like this dude. I can't remember that dude's name. It was the black dude. He just made some stupid video. It was a trash quality video when he was on a dirty cell phone in the dark bedroom that looked like it stunk inside and was just talking trash. And it's like, dude, like, how are you going to talk trash about my channel and your channel is like looks awful? Like, you don't even look like you take what you do serious. That's what I'm saying. How can you let people like that get you riled up? Like I said, I would have been sad because he was, I would have been upset that he was talking about my wife, but I ain't crying about it. I'm just like, dude, like, like most of these anti-e-beggars, like they don't even show their face on camera. So that tells you everything you need to know about them. You know what I mean? Crazy. Like I said, I don't understand it. I really don't. It's crazy. So It's very lucky to get Silent Hill 2 at $2. Oh my God, I had Silent Hill 2 and I got rid of it like a dummy. Like, why did I do that? And I had it on PS2 back in the day, and I had it and Silent Hill 3, and I still got the strategy guides for them. And I had both of them, and so got rid of them or traded them in with a bunch of games. Yeah, it was GameStar. That's who it was. And like, I don't fool with GameStar. Like, GameStar's like content is trash. Like, he's garbage. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, it's like I never would like be affected by somebody whose videos and stuff look like that. It's like, dude, like, you ain't even on my level. Like, get your weight up and then we can talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, him having, like, you know what I'm saying, if him having his wife's name in his mouth, though, that would have been on some other stuff. Like, bro, like, you got to see me. But like I said, like, you can get mad, but you can't even do nothing because dude don't even show his face. Till this day, we don't know what GameStar looks like. He's been on the platform for years talking crap about people. And it's like, we don't even know what you look like. So how can we trust anything you say? So it's like, you can't take people like that serious. That's why I said I had some beef with another YouTuber because he was being low-key racist. So I made a video, you know, I gave him some bars, but I didn't even put the video out because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to start a war with somebody like over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, stupid people going to be stupid. So you can't even, you know. I liked him back in the day when he had a channel here in Australia. Yeah, and I feel like I don't know, like he found his niche, and the only issue I have with Woodhawker is I feel like he doesn't seem genuine at all to me. Like, the Woodhawker I see on his channel doesn't seem like the real him at all. And I feel like he created a character, and, you know, he's just portraying like this just because it gets him the view. You know, he definitely got super successful off of it. So I can't knock the hustle, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do that. That's the whole thing. Like, when I met Danny Mullen on the street, and he was asking me to come help him make content for his channel. Like, you know, he was a funny dude, but Danny Mullen is not, like, the content he makes is not in my wheelhouse at all. So I would have had to pretend to be someone I'm not to go create content for him. And for me, that's just not that I couldn't do that. So that's just me. I couldn't do that. Like, if I ever get successful on YouTube, I got to do it being me, this guy right here. So, and that's my only issue with Wood. I felt like, you know, he became a cartoon character. So, you know, he could, you know, be successful. And like I said, I'm not mad at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I worked at Krispy Kreme for years, and I pretended to be nice to people so I could keep my job. So I get it, you know? So, but, you know, just for me, that's not my thing. Let's see. The main ones in the anti-e-begging community are Rick. Afro Gamer Dude is trash too. I'm sorry. He be talking about Metal Jesus. And like I said, Metal Jesus done made a couple of mistakes in the past. But it's not like, I really don't think Metal Jesus is out here really trying to con people. I really don't. Like, the whole basement thing of his, like, and I watched that video so many times because I'm trying to figure out what they was talking about. And he said he was and I saw the comments and stuff. Like, I was looking in the comment section, and people was in the comment section like, dude, that's messed up. Like, how can we help? And, you know, and now he said that, you know, like, you know, if you, you know, donate to my Patreon, you can do that. Now, I think that was really the only bad look that I ever seen from Metal Jesus, but it was from people who are already asking to give him money for it to help. You know what I'm saying? So he did say, you know, like, oh, well, you know, you can donate to the Patreon if you want. And, you know, the proceeds of that will go towards fixing the basement, you know? So that was really the only bad look. But that being said, these people, they reached out to him and they were wanting to give him money for it. But what he should have did, he should have been like, no, that's cool, man. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Metal Jesus. I got a successful YouTube channel. My wife makes a lot of money. She's a realtor. You know, she sells houses for a living. So we got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had insurance. Like, we got it. Like, he should have said, you know, thanks, but no thanks. But that's the only issue I have with Metal Jesus. He said you can send it to his Patreon. But these are people that wanted to say, he didn't say, hey, guys, like, can you send money to my Patreon because my house flooded? These people saw the video and was like, man, we want to donate to help you out with that. How can we do that? So they came to him. He didn't initiate it. So, that was my only issue I ever had with Metal Jesus. Other than that, he seems like a pretty genuine dude. And he had that thing like way, way back in the day where he was talking about going around to the country to hit you up in your city to do meetups. But from what I've seen from other content creators and other spaces, that's not really outside that's not really unique. It might be unique to the video game space, but for other people, like they do meet and greets in that fashion all of the time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't giving them no money to do that. So it didn't matter to me at all. But again, people like Afro Gamer dude just making these stupid videos as they drive in their car and just rant, and people, it's just be negative. People like, yeah. Like I don't understand. Like it's just weird to me. Like, so like I said, I wouldn't even give people like that no shine. And Metal Jesus does the right thing for the most part. He don't even talk about them. He don't mention them. He just keep doing his thing and keep getting his subs and keep making people mad. That's the best way to get at people like that, is just keep shining on them, keep letting them see you succeed, and just let them keep being mad over it. But yeah, I mean, Afro Gamer dude, he's friends with Darius Truxton, so that tells you all you need to know about him. Radical Rick, same thing. His videos are not good. Like, they're not good quality videos. He's been re-releasing old videos lately that nobody cares to watch. Like, and the problem is, like, Radical Rick, like, he tries to do other types of content on his channel, whether he shows off, like, stuff that he's picked up, like a Saturday show off or whatever it's called. But nobody watches those videos. It's gotten to the point now, people only watch him when he's talking bad about somebody else. And that, you got to be careful with that. That's me. Like I said, the other YouTuber in our space, he was kind of being low-key racist, and I wanted to give him the bars, but I didn't want to start a flame war going back and forth, because it would have got to the point where that's all people would have wanted to hear from. That's all people would have wanted to see from me. And then when I wanted to talk about hidden gems or somebody else, they wouldn't have wanted to see it. They're like, nah, man, go talk about Dude. What else is happening with you and Dude? And then I would have had to keep making content about that to get people to watch. And I feel like Radical Rick is trapped in that right now, where he has to make content where he's talking about people begging or whatever the case. Otherwise, people do. You mentioned Radical Rick. I forgot completely about him. I forgot all about Radical Rick. I ain't watched a video of his in like 8 months. And that's because, like, for one, he's doing those stupid radical rewinds, and his content has just never been good. But I don't know. Like, it's just like nobody is checking for him unless he's talking about somebody. So I don't want to get into that whole, I want to get caught in that trap. So let's see. I don't fault other tubers for the Switch hyping and all that. They do what the numbers tell them, but also not the audience for that. Yeah, like I said, they are catering to their audience. They are doing those videos because their audience wants them to do it, and they getting the views for it. And so I get that. Like, for YouTube is not a passion for all of us. Like, I feel like in our community, a lot of people I know are really passionate about the games and talking about it, and just getting the word out about great games that you might not have heard about before, or giving people, like, educating people about games and YouTube channels and all of that. Like, a lot of us are really passionate about it. But you got some people, like some of the people in the Spawn cast and some other big YouTubers, to them it's just a job. And that's okay. Like I said, that's okay. Like, it's okay to do YouTube as a job and for it to just be a job for you. I want to succeed on YouTube because I want to turn my passion into profit. Like, I'm passionate about what I talk about. That's why I rant all the time and I get off subject, but I'm passionate about what I talk about on this channel. And so I would love to be in a situation where I could do my passion for a living. I would love to be in a situation where I could do this for a living, and then I can freelance as a photographer and a videographer, and I can go off and be creative in that space as well and just do what I want to do for a living. I love teaching at Truesdale. Like, I love teaching, middle school. I enjoy that too, but there are definitely some aspects about it that I'm not fond of. Primarily, I got, issues with what I see, some of the behavior I see from other teachers there, but that's a whole nother rant for another day. But like I said, I really like what I'm doing there, but this is where, like, my heart is 100%, like, doing this kind of stuff and being creative and creating new things. Like, this is my lane out here. So That's why I'm really wanting to succeed on it. But for some people, it's just a job. Like some people, they become the character they need to be. They wear the mask they need to be, or put on the hat they need to wear, or whatever the case, and just do the content and get the money. Like, and that's fine. Like I said, I used to sell donuts for a living. It's fine. It's whatever. So let's see. I don't fault the YouTubers for switching. Like I said, and in the same breath, the hype and poor begging does cause damage of its own for sure. Afro Gamer dude shows his face. That dude should definitely do some more research. Yeah, Afro Gamer dude, he is one of the few that show their face, but he just don't be knowing what he like. Like I said, he really sounds, especially when he be talking about Metal Jesus, he really just sounds bitter that they made it and he didn't. And he feels like one of those YouTubers that be complaining, some of the other YouTubers in the retro video game space that be complaining that I was talking about earlier. It's like, oh, the algorithms are against us and this and that, and you can't make it on YouTube and blah, blah. No, you can't make it on YouTube because you're lazy and you're not trying to put in the work. Like I said, like Metal Jesus got almost 1 million subscribers, but Metal Jesus has been on the platform for like 12 years. You know what I mean? Like 12 years. That's a long time. They didn't really start seeing success until like 5 years ago. So think about that. 7 years of making videos and people weren't really watching. You know what I mean? 7 years of slowly building up until you got to a point where, you know, where he could leave his job and, you know, do it full time. Like that's no small feat. And a lot of people, they overestimate what they can do in a year and they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? People get on the platform and be upset that they don't blow up right away, but they don't understand like, okay, like, but what if you do this for 5 years every day and you put out good content and increase the quality and all that? What can you do? Imagine where you can be in 5 years. That's how I felt. Like I'm at 1,200 now, but I didn't get serious about YouTube until 2020. So I'm like, man, if I can do that in 2020, imagine where I can be by 2025 if I'm doing what I'm doing now and I keep building from here. Like I can only go up from here. So, you know, like I said, people want to be ballers overnight. They want to be successes overnight. So he's admitted he's a character he created. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can tell Wood is not authentic. And like I said, and that's fine for him. Like he probably isn't passionate about it. You know, it gets to the point where it's a job. I know a lot of people talk about RGT85. He's another one. And, you know, Overthink Gaming talks bad about how sloppy he is with his editing and this and that. Like, and it's true. He probably puts out a video and doesn't even review it because he doesn't like the content he's making. He just puts it out because that's what his audience wants to see. That's what gets him the numbers. That's what gets him paid. And RTG is someone who at this point, being as big as he is as a YouTuber, he needs to be thinking about scale. So that's definitely like the end goal, because you never get to the mountaintop. You know what I mean? When it comes to being a content creator on YouTube, even these people we say have made it, they're not like on the top. You know what I mean? Like at their stage, they need to be thinking about scale. Like once you've done it big like that on your own and you get to that point, you really need to start bringing in a team. So maybe you hire an editor, or you hire someone to do camera work for you. You hire someone to do sound, or you hire someone to manage your social media, or whatever the case. That's when you start to put the team together, and then you can have incredible quality, but you can put it out at a high pace. So you can have incredible quality and quantity. I did shoot a video about that I never released, and I should rework that and maybe release that, because that's definitely RGT is somebody who I use as an example. He's someone who needs to start thinking about scale. He needs to start putting a team together, and then he can have, because he has quantity. Like he puts out videos several times a week. You know, he's consistent, but if he had a team behind him, you know, then he can have both. So let's see. For Gamer Dude, he's in minis. You know, all of them need to actually. A lot of their talking points are based off conjecture, for sure. Even Overthink called them out in one of his videos and said they're still stuck in the 2000s. Yeah, man, because Overthink, he makes a good point. Like, it seems that a lot of the anti-e-begging community, they have problem with people making money on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with having a Patreon. A Patreon, like you said, is like a tip jar. You know what I'm saying? If I see a street performer, like and I like what they doing, you know what I'm saying? I'll give them some money. Like that's fine. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to see somebody like with a saxophone playing on the street and then slap the instrument out of his hand and be like, stop e-begging. Like, no, like that's not, yeah, they're weird, man. They're weird. And I feel like a bit of it is because they are not on that level. They can't do what these other people are doing. So they feel some type of way about it. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I never liked the idea of getting views by talking poorly about other people. I'd rather just talk about the things I like. Facts, man. Like I said, I have made some videos going at some YouTubers that I don't like. And I'll shoot the whole, like I said, I shot the whole video, edited it all up, and it's just sitting in my hard drive right now. I never put it out because I don't want to be like going back and forth with people. But I did it for myself just to get it off my chest. But you know, they don't need to hear about it. I'm learning about many YouTubers I don't want to watch. Good info here, taking notes for sure, man. They some weirdos. Overthink, he's okay. He's tolerable. Like, and honestly, like I'm still deciding. Like, I go back and forth on whether I like him or not. Like, I'll be going back and forth. I started out not liking him because he said something about J Love 81 back in the day. And then I think he walked that back. And so, like, when I saw how he was like because he will go after RGT 85 and other people like that too, but the way he does it seems like he definitely speaks more facts. You know, he's not just one of these people in the dark room. First of all, Overthink's production value is on point. Like he takes the time, he works hard and makes good content videos. Like as far as production quality, he's invested a lot of money in his sound and his lighting and all of that. So, you know, I respect that. Our Overthink though, I think has some issues with women though that I don't think that he's resolved yet, because he got in trouble for the Destiny FOMO thing. And Destiny FOMO, he was not wrong in most of his critiques that he made about her. She does seem like an industry plant, which is ironic that he goes after her for being an industry plant and he's a huge fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine. The irony in that is just palpable. And I've told him about that once. I commented to him and he laughed about it. But yeah, Destiny FOMO feels like an industry plant to me. But she called herself the Nintendo Queen back in the day. And, you know, she's just hyping up. She's just creating buzz. So she makes a statement like that. And he made a video that was like Destiny FOMO, Nintendo Queen or Thought or Nintendo Thought. And, you know, a lot of female content creators, J Love among them, really came at him for that. And he didn't understand why they were upset. But it's like, bro, you asked if she was Nintendo Queen or if she was a Nintendo Thought. Now, for sure, she's not the Nintendo Queen, okay? But you can't say, is she a Nintendo Queen or a Thought? Because a Thought, that's an acronym that stands for that hoe over there. So basically, you asking the question, is Destiny FOMO a Nintendo Queen or a Nintendo hoe? So you basically saying, is she a hoe or what? Like, that's not okay. So, yeah, you deserve to get the smoke for that. And he didn't understand that. And like I said, he got to say, you know, he can say whatever he wants. It's his channel. MC Murs out. Peace, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping in. But like I said, you got to get the smoke for that. And that's what it is. And when I saw that, I was going to say something to him, but you know what I'm saying? He's cool with T-Belly and stuff like that, who T-Belly and J-Love is tight. So I'm sure T-Belly done got at him at some point, was like, bro, that's not okay. And he did change the title of that, of that video. And of course, then Destiny FOMO was false striking him and stuff, which is not cool. But again, if you calling somebody a hoe, and you know, a channel that's much larger than you and much more popular, you call somebody like that a hoe, and then be surprised when they give you the smoke, like that's stupid. Like Gamesta, when he was talking shit about Wood Hawker, and then Wood Hawker had all of Wood Hawker's fan base was coming down on Gamesta, and then Gamesta was all mad about it. It's like, bro, like, look, if you gonna talk trash about somebody, you gotta expect the smoke. Like, that it is what it is. Like, what'd you expect? So that was that. And then he did he was talking about the video game awards that were, you know, recently. He's got a video about it, and he was talking about this black chick. What's on my shelf? What's going on? he was talking about this black chick who was nominated for the video game awards. And he was like, she shouldn't have been nominated, and they're just doing it because she's black and they're race baiting and this and that. And it's like, bro, no. Like, if you look at the criteria, because I mean, it's a simple search. You can go on their website and look for the criteria of what they have for nominating, their influencer of the year. It's somebody who, has a heavy fan base, a social media fan base, or somebody who's heavily influenced the industry. And she doesn't have it. She has a YouTube channel, but it's basically just putting videos like logging her journey, like of what she does. And it's not a big YouTube channel. His YouTube channel was bigger than hers. Overthinks was, but she has a huge presence on all other social media like Facebook and Instagram. And she's basically someone who is trying to get more African-American women and women of color in the video game industry, because she's someone who works in the industry and she's wanting to influence and try to show other women of color how to get in the industry. It's funny, what's on my shelf is here, because I just I did a video where I was reviewing Urban Chaos, and he and I had a really good conversation about that, because I mentioned that the main character is a black female, and she's like the only black female that I can think of who's the main protagonist that you play as in a game. And that's no fault to like EA Games or anybody else. I'm not going to go to these white executives and be like, hey, you need to make more games about black women, because no one can tell a black woman's story but a black woman. So this chick, I can't remember her name, but as a video game developer and somebody who's in the industry, she was kind of, get out of the way. She wants to raise more awareness of that and get more women of color who are interested into video game development and stuff. She's showing them a path to get into the industry so these stories can be told, so women and women of color can have more representation. That's a huge influence, and that's why she got nominated. And Overthink Gaming was hating on her because she had a small YouTube channel. It's like, dude, you missed the point completely. And again, I like Overthink Gaming, but again, I feel like he has some weird thing with women, like he might need to, might need to think about, And like, I don't know if I'm not going to go so far as to say he hates women or anything like that, but he has some biases. And, he's an older guy. He's a few years older than me. And like I said, like our generation, we grew up with that toxic masculinity. We did. And we grew up on that, and we grew up on rape culture and things like that. And so, like I said, like these groups, the Times That Me Too movement, it's just people just saying like, hey, look, we tired of being treated like shit. So if y'all want to continue, like, we're going to give you the smoke for it. That's all it is. And people are like, oh, people are so triggered in cancel culture and this and that. It's like, no, like people are just tired of you talking shit about them and nothing being done about it. So they're speaking up for themselves. Like, that's all it is. So this is not this is not the era of cancel culture. This is the era of accountability and course. So, but that is a discussion for another day. So let's see, I missed a bunch of stuff because I be ranting, and I apologize. But like I said, overall, I like Overthink Gaming. I do like his content, but that was the only issues with him as far as like what he's put out there. He actually had a video where he was going at John Hancock and something about his teaching career or something like that and how it was phony. But me and another of his subscribers, we were like, hey, actually, John is telling the truth about that. He mentioned this in another Metal Jesus video, and Overthink was like, oh, for real? And he just took the video down. He's like, damn. He's like, my fault. He's like, I'm going to take that down because I was misinformed. So after making this whole video about John Hancock and editing it and this and that, and once he posted it, it was online for like an hour, and then I watched it right away, and me and somebody else was like, hey, actually, man, the real story is da 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 da. And Overthink Gaming took the whole video down and didn't put it back up because his information wasn't, correct. And so that, like I said, I respect that as somebody who points out, like who calls out, larger YouTubers. He took his whole video down because he realized his facts weren't correct. But these other cats like Gamesta and Radical Rick, they wouldn't do that. They just be talking out their behinds all the time about stuff that they don't know what they're talking about. So like I said, Overthink, like that, when he said that, I was like, okay, I dig that. Like, I can respect that. Like, you had that video coming at him and you realized that your information was also, you just took it down. Like, no questions asked. And like I said, he didn't go back to research it to confirm that what me and the other guy was saying was true. He saw that. He was like, okay, done, and took it down. So I'm like, cool. It's a cool dude right there. But let's see. What about me? Healthy criticism is good for anybody to grow, but when you just start ragging on people for making money on YouTube, then you fall deaf ears for me. For sure, man. Like I said, the only people that want to hear about that is other miserable people. And then you got a freaking subscriber base full of miserable people. And like I said, then you aren't able to talk about anything else, because if you talk about anything halfway positive or just anything mundane or anything else that you're passionate about, they don't want to hear about that. They just, you know what I'm saying? Misery loves company. And they don't want to hear about that. Let's see. No one should want to be Wendy Williams of yeah, man, for real. Like they try for real trying to be the Wendy Williams of retro video games. Yeah, man, that's a fantastic quote. I like that. The thing I like doing the YouTubers I don't like is just not watching them. Yeah, man, like I said, I just don't pay attention to most of that stuff. I hear it every now and then, or something big will go down. And, you know, I'm just like, oh, God. But, yeah, like for the most part, I just, like I said, I just try to stay in my corner and do my thing. Dandara is another example. I don't even know who that is. Is he another anti-e-beggar? See, I don't know who that guy is. Or as Ibala said, I just play. Oh, that's a game. Okay. Dandara. I don't know what that is. What's console is that on? Is that something I need to know about? I need to support more women channels. Snoopy is fun to watch. Sun P is fun to watch. Now I'm wondering if there's any Latina sisters that have game pickup channels. See, that's another thing. Like, if there are, I don't know who they are. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just, like I said, just representation. And like I said, women and women of color make up a huge video game base, but they just don't get talked about. And a lot of it is because they don't know how to break in, or, you know what I mean? Like, just because they're so underrepresented that people don't want to hear what they got to say when they do try to break in. So that's why this chick that got nominated, she made a whole Facebook group and a space where they all could collaborate. And she was giving them the game on how they can get in the industry so their stories can be told. Like, that's dope. Like, I'm here for that. Like, I'm totally here for that. I don't see what the problem with that is. Because like I said, I can't go to these white executives and be like, hey, you need to talk more about black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would I want to do that when, you know, we can have more people of color get in and tell them their stories themselves? Like, that's stupid. So like I said, you can't be mad at EA or these other groups or whatever for not telling the stories of people of color. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to get mad at them if they're not, you know, if they're shutting people of color out of the industry. You know, if there's an issue with that, that would be the only thing I would be upset about. But you can't be upset at them for telling the stories. Like I said, I couldn't tell you, you know, the plight of Latino women. I don't know anything about that. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell that story. Only a Latino woman could. So, you know, that's what it is. Xbox One game. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, J Love is one. Oh yeah, J Love, that's my boo right there. You know what I'm saying? But she won't call me back. No, I'm just kidding. I was kidding. Yeah, but nah, J Love, I rock with J Love. I've been watching her for a long time. J Love, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she's the only Latino chick I know. Huh. Now I'm trying to think. But now she white. Yeah, she the only one. Like I said, again, I'm sure there's more. Maybe J Love knows some. I might have to hit her up. But yeah, y'all, like I said, I gotta get off of here. I'm sorry, man. I gotta end the stream. It's like 12:20. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow like I played myself. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Guys, I appreciate everybody coming to the stream. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad that it started to behave and the quality picked up, because he said, I'm going back to Ohtagi. How expensive are those games? Not too expensive. Like, I think both. Yeah, you can definitely grab that with the Ohtagi. Zach Crystal is another. Is she Latino? I thought she was African American. But funny, oddly enough, Overthink Gaming went as Zach Crystal on some stuff. And like I said, you know, Mr. Right Way that I was talking about earlier, they're married. And so Mr. Right Way is my homie. That's my boy right there. And so he ain't messing with Overthink Gaming. And I don't blame him because it's like, bro, you talk about my girl, like it's on for life. Yeah, the Utagi games, yeah, you can get them both for under $100. Yeah. Oh, are they that expensive? $70 now? Yeah, 2 is expensive. 2 shot up, and that was the one I wanted to get. Like I said, I got the disc only in a generic case, and I wanted to get a complete copy of that. A buddy of mine sold that to me for $10 like years and years ago, and I was gonna complete it and put it off, and now I played myself because I will have to spend the money. But that being said, if I buy a complete copy for 70, I can probably sell my loose copy for like 40. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's still, I'll be out $30. So I still might do that. Ken's Games, good night. Yeah, Ken, I appreciate you stopping in, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Yep, Zach Crystal is another one. But yep, Overthink Gaming was talking about her. And, you know, being weird, just saying like, oh, she's dressing sexy in her videos now. She's trying to be like Destiny FOMO. Like, no, like she got a man now, and maybe she just feeling more confident in herself as a woman. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she just changing her style up. Like, it's fine. A girl can change her style. It's like, oh, she got her titties out and stuff like that. Like, bro, like, watch out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm Mr. Right Way, I'm like, bro, watch out. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like Overthink Gaming he be out of pocket with that, like talking about the chicks, because like he don't know what like dude, like you don't know her situation. Like you just assuming she trying to be like Destiny FOMO because you thought she looked good in her latest video. Like, bro, like she could just be changing her style up. You know, she's been doing YouTube for a while, she's starting to gain traction on YouTube. So she's feeling herself. Maybe she's just feeling more confident, you know what I'm saying, and who she is. Like I said, like she's in a relationship, she's married now, so she's feeling confident, like feeling good, like it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, it's fine. It's okay. It's not everybody just trying to show their titties for views. Like Zach Crystal's content is actually like really good. And you can tell she's not acting like Destiny FOMO at all in her videos. Like she's not. Like, so I don't get it. People be dumb. I think that's one of the reasons why women don't pop into the scene. Guy gamers think they're front. It's crazy because I'll be hearing all these dudes be talking about OnlyFans and this and that, talking about all chicks just be showing their streams for views and blah 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 blah. But who do you think is supporting them? It's not the chicks. Dudes be talking like on my personal Facebook. My friends on my Facebook all the time talking about, oh man, these girls with these OnlyFans and making fun of these girls and trying to high road these girls because they have OnlyFans pages. And then in my suggested for you page on Facebook, it'll be like, oh, people you might know. And it's just some weird girl, like, you know, showing her titties that I've never met before. And then I look at our mutual friends and it's them same dudes that be talking shit on girls for having OnlyFans, and they the ones that be subscribing to all these girls' OnlyFans because these girls will pop up in my feed, and then I click on them because we got mutual friends, and it's the same dudes. So like I said, like, dude, like, get out of here. I don't want to hear that. Like I said, let these girls make their money how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? If you feel some type of way, pull your junk out. I'll pull my junk out right now. Pull it out right now. No, I'm not going to do that. But like I said, if you feel some type of way because these girls are showing their body and getting likes for it, pull your titties out. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you have some girls hit you up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People like y'all they be doing too much. It's all true. Like, where are these suggestions coming from? Yeah, dude, like, it's crazy. Like, these dudes really be going hard on these girls, but it be the same dudes supporting them. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't. So it's like, dude, like, as men, we hold the market, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to video games. Like, men run shit when it comes to video games, when it comes to distribution, when it comes to content creation here on YouTube. Men overwhelmingly hold the market. And so now that women are even in the playing field, now we got a problem with it. That's how I feel. It's like, dude, like, you a guy, like, you got the cheap if you're a guy and want to start a YouTube channel, that's cool. Yeah, see, go to bed, dude. See, I'm getting the hype all over again, bro. Hey, Professor Joe Casey is in the building. He finally caught me on the stream. I was just talking about you too earlier. See, I done summoned the professor out here. It's popping. my battery is low on this camera, so my yeah, I might have to get off. But yeah, man, sorry, man. I'm just talking about Professor Joe Casey. I'm just talking about these guys talking about these girl gamer channels and talking down on women for having OnlyFans, but it be those same dudes supporting the girls with the OnlyFans. And I don't know, it's just some weird beta male sexist energy going on. So we not about that out here. Man, Professor, I wish you could have came earlier, man. I'm about to get off because I got to get up in like 5 hours to go to work and teach some kids after we're having this great conversation right now. I never see suggestions from girl run gamer channels. And I really don't either. And that's honestly because I don't watch a lot of girl gamer channels. You know what I mean? I did when I watched a lot of JLove81. That's how I found Linda, aka the Gamer Girl. They suggested her videos to me because I watched JLove, and then there was they have a lot of the same subscriber base, you know, and they run in the same circle. So when I started watching JLove81, and my homeboy Dr. Josh, RIP, Dr. Josh was the one that put me on the JLove81. He's the one that like kind of introduced us, and so when I started watching JLove81, then I got suggested Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, and then there was Retro Star that followed after that, and so there's a couple of them. But yeah, again, because I don't really watch a lot of women, I don't get recommended to a lot of women. But that's what I'm saying. Like, men run shit in the YouTube space when it comes to video games and this and that, and it makes me like upset that men are complaining that women are leveling the playing field. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you still gonna be able to do your thing, even though she got her titties out. It's fine. You can still do your live streams and people will still watch. Like, I don't understand that. It's crazy. Kona, get out of the way, bro. Yeah, man, I'm about to go to bed, y'all. I'm tripping. Kona, get out. Come here. Mwah. All right, get up out of here. All right, y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all coming in. Yes, I'm still here. Waves and Games, bro. I was about to go to sleep, but then you got to watch like the last 20 minutes. We got to talking about these girls with these OnlyFans and these beta male sexists who be hating on them, but they be supporting them at the same time. It's crazy, man. Man, you need to go to bed. You about to get called to the principal's office. One Up Woman. Yes, One Up Woman. I forgot about her because she hasn't uploaded in a while. Yep. Yeah, Linda, aka the Gamer Girl. She brought me to One Up Woman. Yep, she's another one. And yeah, but One Up Woman, she's been gone. Like, the last video I watched, she was streaming with her family, but that was like 2 months ago. So, and I've seen her comment on other people's videos since then, so I know she's still around, but she just been busy, I guess. Cassandra is a new girl run channel. She posts pretty consistently, and Zap Crystal is a great girl run channel. All right, y'all, we out. Yeah, man, we got to get out, man. We got to get out. But again, I appreciate you guys stopping by. We have been streaming for almost 3.5 hours, that's longer than any other stream I've ever put out. Got to give me a heads up next stream, bro. Man, that's what I said earlier. I was like, man, like Joe Casey, he gonna give me the business because I didn't give him the heads up. That's what I said about you earlier. But yeah, man, I don't be planning these out. This was just super impromptu. Like, I was in my feelings because I was feeling uninspired. I haven't been able to like put any content out just because like I haven't been feeling it. So, man, I'm going to just go live and just talk my shit for an hour or so. And, yeah, my battery is, like, about to die right now. So, guys, if you like the content, please hit that like button, subscribe. Kona, you messing up my bro. Come on, Kona. All right, man. Y'all subscribe if y'all haven't already. Subscribe to each other if you haven't already. We up out of here. Lightsaber Samurai out. Peace. I got to hit this end broadcast button. And do you want to end the broadcast? Yes, I do. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time.